What is happening, everyone? It is Luke McGuire here. Good to see you all. I'm going to close that in a minute so you don't have this blinding light behind you. Let me see if this works better. See, it's my partner's 33rd birthday the other day, and somehow the balloons have ended up in here because she does not like throwing things out. So I'm going to have to give them a bit of a scissoring later, and that sounded wrong. Gonna have to take them down, I guess, and throw them in the bin without her knowing, because she's just sentimental and she'll keep those things forever otherwise. But I am so excited for today's training. If you can hear me okay, let me know. Say hello in the chat box. What's up, guys? Perry, Georgia, good to see you. Shane, Dory, and Georgia, thank you for your email. I forgot to reply the other day. I read it at like 2 a.m., so I apologize for that. You guys know me with my ADHD. I always have the best intent, but sometimes I need to get double followed up on. Oh, what's up, guys? Good, good, good. All right, I am so excited for today's training. I know the past couple of weeks have been pretty intense with me emailing you guys about a couple of different things. To be honest, it makes me feel sick when I send so many emails. There's just been a couple of really cool things I've wanted to share with you, and that's also why I'm excited about today, because everything we're going to be sharing over the next 30 days and everything you're going to be learning and all the stuff we're giving you today is essentially going to get you guys into a position that not many people will be able to ever be in. And it's one of those type of things where it's kind of like the stars aligned to make this happen. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But again, first and foremost, apologies for lots of emails. You're not going to see me promoting any products over the next foreseeable future. I don't have any new product or anything I want to promote. My goal here is to get you guys getting results and with what we're going to be sharing today. Now, as you've probably seen in the quite a few emails I've sent out a lot of different emails talking about today and talking about the concept of how look, there's so many different tools in the marketplace. When it comes down to it, this is probably a good way to start this. When it comes down to it, every business and every online business is, what do I say, guys? I'm sure someone will say it in the comments. It's just simply an offer of some sort and a traffic source of some sort. So if you can match the right traffic source with the right offer, you can do some seriously cool things online and make some serious money while helping people with their end goal. Again, that's the whole goal of this. Money is always a byproduct of value, so providing as much value as you can results in money, right? And I've said this many times before as well. It's one of the biggest changes I learned in my business when I was getting started. I was always thinking, oh, how do I make money for me to pay this bill or this thing? And when I flipped it into how can I give as much value to this other person or this client, or with an e-com product I'm making, or whatever it may be, how can I create as much value into this? And then things started changing very, very fast for me. Now, so with the offer and the traffic source, in today's webinar, I want to cover two parts of that. One being the offer itself. So what we want to do today is give you essentially an offer. It's not going to cost you anything to get into right away. It's going to actually give you that much value that you're going to be blown away. And I could go into talking about exactly what it is and how it works, but what I think I'll just do is, rather than having me go on a webinar where you hear me repeat myself and some of my colleagues here repeat myself or repeat what I'm saying now, I think it'll be more fun to get into it. So essentially, you're going to have the ultimate offer value that you can start selling right away, and even start giving free trials. That's one thing we're going to be talking about a lot today as well, is that mindset of giving value first and then being recouped by getting paid after you've given that value first. And it's that delayed gratification, but in the internet marketing world, that can be a couple of weeks, it can be a month, whatever it may be. What's really important though is when we give you all of this, and I'm also giving you all of my past high ticket products for free. I'm giving you some of these new high ticket courses for free on today's training. The goal is over the next 30 days, I don't want you guys going out buying any other tools, any other softwares, any other suites, anything essentially. And I would love for you to implement what we're about to teach you today. And every single week I'm going for the next month, we've got it scheduled in for. And I'll probably do some other webinars on different time zones or during the week and stuff, or drop little videos here and there. But I would love for you to follow and implement this system, because again, there's nothing like this that I've seen ever in the online space. And for you to be able to be a part of this, get started in it, and do it all, get started without actually having to lay out a single dollar ahead. It's just insane. So if you're excited, give me a 5 in the box. Give me a big 5 in the box, because who I've got on here as well with me today is one of my very, very good friends, Mike. And some of you who have been with me for many, many years might remember Mike from years ago. But Mike, if you're there, you can chuck your webcam on and say hello. But Mike here, what hasn't this man done? This man here he's the guy that's behind essentially so many marketers, products, funnels, courses, things he's built. I'm sure he'll give a overview of himself. He is from Hawaii, so he's not going to sell himself as much as I would sell him in terms of what he's done. He's a really humble guy, but you know, working with like everyone from Ty Lopez to Dan and his 100 million mastermind, and all of the big marketers and big companies that you know, he's been behind a lot of these different systems. And again, I'll get him to introduce himself in a second, but I want you guys to put say hi, hey Mike in the chat box, because again, Mike's also said every single week as well, he'll come on and share training with you on this method that we've been working on here. And Mike has absolutely nailed this, and I'm so excited for you. And again, without Mike, this wouldn't have been possible. Mike again has the connections with some of these companies that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars and can get things done that others can't. And when he came to me and said, look, we want to what can we do for your audience? It's going to be massive value for them. And I said, oh, this is just insane. So you have to be a part of it. Good. Look, everyone's saying, hey, Mike. So Mike, what I'll do is I'll let you do a bit of an intro, whatever you like to do, and then we can get into today's training. And again, guys, the goal is we want to, even though you kind of know what you're going to be getting today, we want to actually have it make sense for you. So we're not just being like, here's a bunch of stuff, now go do what you want with it. We actually want to plan with you on this training, is what you're getting, how you can use it the best way right out the gate, and how you can start making money as fast as possible. And so it's not just, okay, I understand how this works, but how then am I going to make money, right? We don't want another piece of software or another course that we just watch and then we do nothing with it. We want to be implementing this, right? So that's the goal. And Mike and I had about a 2-hour conversation last night about this as well. And I know I kept his girlfriend up probably. It was like 1 a.m. their time, and I felt so bad. And I think she might be in this call too. So if you are, I am so sorry. That is my fault that I kept your partner on the phone call, and I can do that sometimes. But on today's training, we're going to try to be as efficient as possible. So Mike, I'll let you take over for the minute now. And what I'll do is, when we start this presentation, what I'm going to do is, as usual, like my audience knows this, I'll turn my webcam off when you're talking or going through something, and then if there's something I want to say, I'll turn it back on, and maybe we can do that vice versa if I've got the screen and sharing it then. But yeah, Mike, please.
Sounds good. Well, hey everybody, super excited to be on this call with you guys. Yeah, I've worked with Luke for a long time, and yeah, this is just a super exciting time to kind of share something with you that's been working for me from really a practitioner side. So me actually diving in and doing this from a business. So as you guys know, a lot of people that might try to teach you something don't actually jump in and use it. And so I'm going to be coming at you guys and showing you how we've actually used this in our own agency and been able to use this software. The coolest part about this presentation is that it's going to be about a software called HighLevel. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's taking over. It's like the biggest software out there. If you go into any co-working space or any place where entrepreneurs are at, you know, half the people now are starting to catch on to this software and are using it and are loving it. And so I was one of the first 100 users on HighLevel. And I'm a partner in the company now, and I'm also the super affiliate manager. And so my job is really to educate you guys on how I've used it, and also bring essentially a free trial to you guys, so you guys can essentially test drive this thing, and then really train you on how we've been able to lead with free trials to scale up in our own business. And so a little bit of background, I started using this software a few years ago in the world of regenerative medicine. So I got into doing an agency, and I started working with particularly doctors, and I was able to scale that agency up to the tune of 6 figures a month within about 90 days. And the crux of the software, or the crux of really the scaling, was the software. And I'm gonna walk through a bit of a presentation and kind of show you guys how things have evolved. Some of you on the call, if you are a little bit older, might remember a device back in the day called Palm Pilots. And so these were kind of like almost like pre-iPhone. And my brother, his name's JD Crouch, he was one of the founders of a company called Palm Gear. Now, Palm Gear was a company they started. It was actually a really cool story. It was him and one other partner, a guy named Kenny West. You could look up the story online. It's a pretty cool story. But anyway, they started this company with about $1,500, and this was in the mid 90s, and it became the largest Palm software provider in the world within about 18 months. And they were essentially the first what's called developer-driven app store, meaning that they would do a profit share with the developers. They were the first ever to essentially say, hey, let's build a platform and let's have developers come on it, and developers will take the lion's share, and then we'll keep a little piece. They took 20%, they would give the developer 80%. And within 18 months, and this was when Palm Pilots were, you know, the biggest thing. It was one of the biggest IPOs of the year. They became the largest Palm software provider in the world. And so Apple actually copied this idea. So Apple came along and obviously took this to the 100th degree, because they own the device and they came out with the iPhone. And so they took this same concept and, you know, and ran with it. And now we have the Apple App Store. And this has evolved into more app stores. We see the Shopify App Store and all of these companies that have kind of, you know, ran with this idea because it's so powerful. And so we live in a world now where apps kind of control everything, whether we're doing email or text or anything like that. Apps are kind of the thing that power everything. But we're actually, and so this has fascinated me for a long time, and this is why I'm super excited to be sharing this with you, is because we're moving kind of into a new shift, and that's what we're going to talk about today, which is what I like to call super apps. And so this is going to kind of be a little bit of a preview to the presentation, but I think what I'll do now is I'll jump in. I'm going to show you guys a bit of a slideshow so you can kind of see like where we're at in the industry, and then we can kind of jump into some real world examples, and I can show you how people have used this software to scale up into the tens of millions of dollars per year. So whether your goals are more modest and you just want to make your first, you know, $10,000 a month, or you want to make your first, you know, $1 million a year, we're going to show you examples of how people have used this software to do that. And this software has taken off like wildfire. I mean, it's probably been the fastest growing software in the internet marketing community. You know, in the last few years, they've scaled up to over a $500 million company within 3 years. And so they're just on fire. You've probably seen a lot of big guys get behind them lately, like Billie Jean, Chris Record. A lot of big guys are you know, now using the software to power their businesses. So I'm going to share some of that with you, and I'm also going to share you how a lot of real businesses who are actually, you know, in the agency business are using this software. And I'm going to show you guys how you guys can very, very easily get in the game and do it. And we can do it really leveraging this free trial model. So let me go ahead and bring up my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and share a few slides with you. Let me just pull it up here. All right, so
one second, mate. There you go. I just made you the presenter, so hopefully you're it'll pop up with a window for you to select.
There it is. I got it.
Yeah, and one thing on that, guys, again, just to kind of like again, just bring it back home is like the goal here is today is again not for you to go out and spend any money, but for you over the next 30 days to be a part of this, to implement this, to be, and there's some insane things we're doing as well that I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but I think that you guys who are live on this webinar and that watch this on the replay are one of the first, if not the first, to be able to be a part of this trial period of the actual software that's over twice as long as the basic one that they might offer on their website, plus plus being able to do this without having to buy any product first. I believe a lot of other marketers are selling products first, and then this is a part of it after. You guys, the goal here that I wanted to do here was over the next 30 days, it's not going to cost you a dime, and we give you every resource possible that you can implement and start selling today. And one other thing I wanted to mention quickly as well, because I know I have an audience that are in, some people are in e-com, some are in local, some are in affiliate marketing, and that this is something that you can just use for yourself as well, not just for selling to agencies. We truly believe that selling to agencies in the way that we'll share is an absolute no-brainer, because you'll be able to generate essentially your own licenses for these local businesses, and we'll get into that very, very shortly. But I wanted to say you can use this for so many different ways, and like even the other day when I shared Sean's last launch, I created all those pages inside this tool. Emails went out through it, a bunch of things happened through it as well, and then I did that for affiliate marketing. So, but again, for those that are looking for that business opportunity that they want to start making bank as fast as possible, this is a way you can do it without having to put any money out up front, and you'll see the insane power of this in this little presentation here. Then we'll give you the links, we'll give you access to everything. You'll be able to be a part of it all. There's no hidden catches, guys. It's just all we ask is you implement this training over the next 30 days, and also just when you do get some solid results, share them with us, because we'd love to be able to use them as case studies and testimonials in future. And at the end of the day, it's what it's about, getting you guys results. So Mike, I'll turn my camera off again. If I need to say anything, I'll just put it back on again.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely to reiterate what Luke said is, so like I was mentioning, I'm the super affiliate manager for HighLevel on the corporate level. And Luke is one of the very, very, very first people that has a 30-day free trial link. So we're not going to be selling anything on this. We're literally going to, you guys are going to be one of the very first to actually be able to test drive this thing for a full 30 days. And then we're going to be doing a lot of training that's going to be included just so that we can get you up and rolling so that you can use it. So that's really how much we believe in this, is that we believe if we put the software in your hands, risk-free for 30 days, and we train you on how not only we've used it to scale up an agency up into the millions of dollars, but also how even other agencies have even scaled it further, and show you essentially exactly how to do that, that we'll be confident that you'll keep this, whether you're using it as an agency tool or whether you're using it for yourself, just because they're really the first tool to do what they do. And so I'm gonna get into that now and kind of share a little bit of that with you. So here we go. So welcome to the future of marketing. I want to talk to you guys about how sales has really not changed in the last 100 years. And what I mean by that is that the number one and number two things that influence sales haven't changed. The number one thing you need to have sales in a business is a quality lead source. And then the number two thing that you need is nurturing. And nurturing is really all about communication. Now, 100 years ago, the leads and nurturing came from different ways, right? Leads probably came from the newspaper or more in person, and nurturing was also, probably done more face-to-face. Fast forward to where we are today, and leads and nurturing are still the number one and number two driver of sales, but the number of lead sources we have has increased dramatically, and the communication channels have increased even more, right? And so with leads, we have sources like Facebook and Instagram, Google, YouTube, funnels, websites, opt-in forms. And then, like I said, nurturing is all about communication. So we have more communication channels than ever. So we have email, text, phone, voicemail, Facebook and Instagram Messenger, chat, your CRM, calendar bookings. And then even courses and 5-star reviews on the website are even a form of communication with the client. So give me a 2 in the chat if you guys would agree that to have a successful business online that you need most, if not all of these things. So if you agree that you need most or all of these things, give me a 2 in the chat if you agree with that statement. All right, lots of 2s, lots of 2s. Okay, so we can all agree on that, right? I think that's everybody knows that. But let me show you guys something that you might know, but you maybe don't think of. These things are all apps, right? So we've now turned, so, and this is kind of how things have evolved. I actually got goosebumps just talking about it. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, because it's so like near and dear to my heart that, you know, this is really what's powering businesses, right? So when we talk about Facebook or Google or ClickFunnels or MailChimp or Community for text or CallRail for phone tracking and recording or ManyChat for Facebook Messenger or live chat on the website or Calendly or Kajabi or Podium to get 5-star reviews, these things have all become apps. And this is recent to the last 5 or 10 years that all of these things have become appified, right? And so I want to talk to you guys about a transition, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have, you know, some of these apps, but there's a reason that you probably don't have all of them, or there's a reason why you might not have most of them, and we're going to get into that. So there's a paradigm shift that's happening right now, and we're going kind of through these 3 phases of how this code or how these systems or these softwares are being brought to you. And so the first phase, and by the way, this kind of transition is called the no-code movement. This is something you know, very popular that you can Google. But the first phase, which I'm very familiar with because I'm kind of an old guy in the internet game. I've been doing this you know, for almost 20 years now. And when I first got in the game, I was living in Hawaii, and so I was coding a lot of things from scratch. So I was the guy that was on a 24-hour flight on Air India, you know, flying out to New Delhi. I remember even I was working on a couple projects with Chris Record where we were spending a couple $100,000 to build some software, because in the US it would cost a few $1 million, right? And so that was really the only way to get a lot of this stuff done back then, because there weren't really apps, right? You got to think apps for the phone came out, you know, it was like 2008, 2009, they started to kind of take off. And then it wasn't really until later that these apps kind of started to take off more into the world of business. And so this is kind of the equivalent of building with individual Lego blocks. This is like you open up the box and you've got a bunch of Legos and you have to build everything from scratch, right? So this is kind of the old way of doing things. Then apps came along, right? And apps are like phase 2. Now, phase 2 was a huge upgrade from phase 1, right? Because phase 2 with apps, when we have things like MailChimp or Community for text or ClickFunnels for funnels, we don't have to build it from scratch anymore. Now we open up the box and it's like we have the pirate ship pre-assembled, we've got the plane pre-assembled, we've got the castle pre-assembled, right? And so this was a huge step up from what we knew before this, right? But now we're going into phase 3. And phase 3 is this idea of super apps or Swiss Army knife apps. And the equivalent of this is like you open the box and you have the entire Lego city pre-assembled right out of the box in one app. So this is where we're going, and this is really where the entire industry is moving right now. And you're seeing it from multiple angles where things are going this way. But let's talk a little bit more about phase 2, which was this idea of just having individual apps in the box, right? So which apps do all businesses need? And kind of what you guys all agreed on earlier of, you know, you need most or if not all of these apps. Well, let's just go through them real quick. So you're going to need to have a web presence. So you're going to need something like WordPress, right? Then you're going to need a way to capture leads. So you're going to get something like ClickFunnels. Then you need a way to capture info about the lead, whether it's on a website or otherwise. So you might need a form builder like Typeform. You're going to need a way to email those leads. So you would use something of an email autoresponder. You need a way to text your leads. So you would need text automation. You need a way to track and record phone calls. So you need call tracking. You need a way to send ringless voicemails. And so you'd use a ringless voicemail sender. You need a way to send messages on Facebook or Instagram. So you need a Facebook Messenger. You need a way to talk to people while they're on your website. So you need chat. You need a way to manage your leads. So you need a CRM. You need a way to schedule your leads. So you need a calendar. You need a way to survey your leads if you're going to do any surveying. So you need a survey app. And you need a way to generate 5-star reviews, especially if you're dealing with local businesses. And so you need a 5-star review generator. And if you're doing any education, which is huge right now, you need some sort of way to host courses, and you're going to need a course app for that. So very, very quickly now, we have 14 different apps that if we want to cover all those bases, which you probably do, we've got this array of apps, right? But now all these apps are now separated, right? So these are all different apps, different memberships, just completely separated, right? And so we also need a way for these apps to talk to each other. And so we would need something like a no-code API, which would be something like Zapier, right? And Zapier is awesome. I'm a huge proponent of Zapier. Zapier founders actually came from my hometown in Columbia, Missouri. That's where the founders of Zapier were. I was a huge proponent of Zapier. I actually taught Zapier on SMMA, and it was probably, of all the courses on Tai Lopez's SMMA, it was probably the most loved course on there because you could really just come out of the box after a 45-minute class and you could make money. I mean, I had even friends that I still have today, like Sam Habib and some other guys that would watch that video for 45 minutes and, you know, came up to me and were like, Mike, I watched your video on Tai Lopez's SMMA on Zapier and I made like $24,000 within my first week, right? So Zapier was very powerful, and Zapier was a way that you could connect all of these, right? So Zapier really made it possible for all these apps to talk to each other. And so this is kind of the array of apps that you need to really operate in business, right? You at least need most of them, but preferably you would have, you know, all of them. Now, let's talk about how this would look if this was the old days. So if this was the old days, you would have had to code this from scratch. Now, all of these apps have multi-millions of dollars invested into the actual code of the apps. But let's just say conservatively that each of these apps costs $250,000 to build, which I'm sure none of these apps were that cheap. But just to give you an idea, you're talking about almost $4 million it would cost to develop all these apps if you were in the old paradigm of phase one, right? And on top of that, probably the worst thing was it would take you years of development, right? So not only would you have to shell out a bunch of money, but now you have to wait for all of these apps to get developed. So when apps came along, they solved that problem in a big way, right? Now all of these things are just monthly payments, right? And so these monthly payments that I'm putting on the screen are basically like the middle of the road monthly plans for these companies. If you were going to run, like, let's say a medium-sized business, these are the monthly payments you could expect, right? But like on MailChimp, if you were sending a lot more emails, obviously that would be a lot more. Or on Community, if you were sending a lot more text, it would be more, etc. But this would be like this would be a way that you could get to a very healthy business. This is how much you'd be paying per month. So instead of spending almost $4 million, now to have all these apps would cost you $3,500 a month, which is obviously a significant amount of money, but a far cry from spending, you know, $3 to $4 million on development, which would come out to about $42,000 a year, right? So the big problem here, or the big, you know, thing that this solved though, is that you get instant access. So with apps, when I ask people, you know, what is an app? Some people have a hard time, you know, maybe wrapping their head around, you know, well, what is an app? An app really is just a piece of code that is put into a nice, you know, pretty container that you can get instant access to. That's really all an app is, right? It's just code that instead of you having to go and build that code from scratch, they put a nice little logo on it. You can click on it and basically have instant access to that code. And so they solve the problem of time and money, right? So now we don't have to spend years of development. We don't have to spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars developing code, which I was a part of that era, unfortunately or unfortunately. And so they solved that problem, right? But it created a new problem, okay? And that new problem is that all of this data is now separated. So one thing that you didn't have when you were coding is that you could put it all under one roof. You could have everything kind of seamlessly under, one data silo or under one roof, right? So apps solved a big problem. They solved the time and money problem, but they created a new problem in the process, right? They had what I would call collateral damage, right, that happened. And that's now that if you wanted to run this array of apps that we kind of all agreed that you would need most or all of these apps to really be successful, now you've got 15 logins and 15 passwords. And this is what I said earlier. I said there's probably a reason why you guys don't have all these apps. I mean, one, maybe the money side, which, spending $3,500 a month on apps, isn't the most fun either. But really the thing that holds people back more than anything is this right here, right? We have a hard time managing even 3 or 4 logins and passwords, let alone 15. No one can really do this. And Luke, I see you popped up there, so I thought maybe you had something to say on that.
Yeah, no, I was just saying this. I know for me personally as well, it's like, and I'm sure for a lot of people here, especially in the whole JVZoo world of things, you buy a lot of different softwares, and I know just in general, like the learning curve sometimes can be a bit hard when you've got so many different tools that work slightly differently and they don't all work in sync in a one specific, I guess, field. I know I was speaking to one of my friends last night. He owns he manufactures doors for a living. My friends always make the joke that his business is called Doorland, and we always say we're going to put him out of business one day by making Door World. But we'll see if we ever do that. But probably want to do it to a good friend. But it's he got a message on Facebook, and then on his business page for doors, and then someone was asking for some gate door hinge or something, and then he realized he had all these messages there just on Facebook Messenger for his fan page, and it was just even that was just a disconnect for him of how much money he's lost because he wasn't able to manage all of these different things in a very simple and easy way. And I know for me, and another reason why I haven't gone, and there's a lot of these tools which we've all said we need these tools, and it would be great to have them to have the most efficient business ever. But it's also just the time and management of having so many tabs open, and just the headache and mess of trying to pop from one thing to the other. And if someone signs out, like unsubscribes from emails, how do you make it so they're not a part of the text follow-ups, and just so many different things that it's just like, okay, I'm just going to keep it more simple but not get as much potential sales and value coming in. So but yeah, definitely the passwords and logins can be annoying. It's actually annoying as well. I just got my new iPhone, and it said that I had 70 password breaches from different companies, from Instagram to all these other ones. So I need to at some point today go in and try to remember my secret questions that I probably set in 2007 and try to figure those out. But yeah, I just wanted to make that point there.
Yeah, 100%. And so this is a big problem, and it's funny that no one even figured this out up to this point. But HighLevel was really the first to figure it out. So actually, like I said, HighLevel's grown so much. I'm sure a lot of you guys have even probably heard about them out there. Like I said, if you go to any co-working space or any place where entrepreneurs are, you'll always find people there that are just now starting to discover HighLevel and use it, whether it's in their own businesses or for agencies. But everybody really, really loves it for this reason. And the cool thing is the CEO of this company, his name's Sean Clark. He came out to visit me several months ago in Maui, and we were talking at a coffee shop, and he just reiterated to me, he's like, Mike, no one can say that they grew faster than HighLevel. We've just grown so fast. And the funny thing is we didn't build anything new. Nothing under the hood of HighLevel is new, right? So what they did was so smart is they took the best of the best softwares, whether it was MailChimp or GetResponse for email, or it was Community for texting, or it was Pipedrive for having a CRM, or it was ClickFunnels for funnel building. And they literally built exact almost replicas of these and put them all under one login and one password, right? And so kind of continue with this, but I was like, wow, that's just so genius. But when you have 15 logins and 15 passwords, you're still kind of at square one. And this is going to be what you're going to be able to provide for clients. So I'm going to show you guys how we've been able to use free trials for clients, whether it's dealing with doctors or attorneys or roofers or really anybody. I like to focus on more of the high ticket space. So I focus on doctors, lawyers, roofers, attorneys, HVAC, like different companies. But I'm going to show you guys how you can give free trials of this software, and you can do extraordinarily well with it because you can build it out. So, well, I'll talk about this first, is that, you know, if someone gets the software, you know, has, let's say, you know, this array of softwares, or even with HighLevel, it's like they have to hire a designer, copywriting, multiple app experts to learn all of these different apps, right? And then they have to train their staff on 15 different apps, right? So you guys are going to have the ability to take this app and literally pretty much transform the lives of businesses, especially businesses that have maybe been afraid to kind of jump into technology because of this reason, right? And this speaks to every business owner, is, and anybody who's dealt with businesses knows this, is you talk to a business, and even the doctors or the lawyers or the guys that are like, you know, we think of as like, you know, smart in society, they're scared of technology. And they're especially scared of technology if they have to log into 3 or 4 different things, let alone 15 different things, right? And they definitely don't want to train their staff on how, or be in charge of training their staff or finding somebody to train their staff on 15 different things. And so, you know, that's going to cost them a lot of money to do that, and also a lot of headache and a lot of time, right? So there has to be a better way. And this is where HighLevel really changes the game. And this is what we're moving into, which is this phase 3, right? So now you open up the box with HighLevel, and you've got the entire Lego city all under one login. I saw somebody in the comments there said they're in the Lego business. That's awesome. They're like, I love Legos. But this is what HighLevel does, right? It takes this entire array. Like I said, Sean, the CEO of HighLevel, he's like, look, we didn't build anything new. They just took the top apps that, like I said, everybody agreed in the beginning that we need these things, that even, you might not even have known they were apps, right? When you first saw the thing, you're like, yeah, we need all these things, but it might not have clicked in your head that these are all apps. And then we click to the next screen and you're like, oh, wow, that's like kind of almost an epiphany moment of all of these things have been appified, right? And so they took all of these apps, the best of the best, and they put it under one login and one password. And so you've got literally like the perfect array of everything you need to be a successful marketer, all under the hood in one roof. And so what you can provide for your clients, and we're going to talk more about this, is you can have it so when you set up these HighLevel accounts for them and they have everything under one login and one password, you can provide them with the expert designs done for them, expert copy, all their integrations done, and you will be able to have their staff trained in 24 hours, and you'll be able to lead them in with a free trial, right? So it's a no sale. The cool thing is like, even on this call, like, we're not selling anything. The best possible way to sell something is to have an amazing product, because if you have an amazing product, you can lead with a free trial and people will stick. We just did a launch of this for Chris Record, who a lot of you guys may know from back in the day. But you know, we brought on several hundred people to use the software, and we had over an 80% stick rate, because that's how good the software is, right? And so I'm sure same thing here, as any of you guys that get on are gonna love this thing so much that you're gonna stick with it. But when you guys, and we're gonna show you not only how this saves you money, because obviously there's a big savings here to doing this, and a big headache savings too for not having to manage all these logins and passwords. But for businesses too, you're going to be able to have that same stick rate with them. So you're going to be able to go into these businesses, and we're going to show you exactly how we've been able to leverage this free trial model to the tune of millions of dollars, meaning that we don't have to sell this to clients. We can literally lead with a free trial, and we'll have that same kind of stick rate with the clients because they've never seen anything like this. And it literally changes the game for them, because like I said, they're either managing 3 or 4 or 5 passwords, or they're not doing any of it because they're just like, you know, we don't even want to mess with it, right? And so it's so easy that you can have their staff trained. So let's talk about a few of the benefits here, because one benefit is that, and Luke touched on this earlier, and this is probably one of the most powerful benefits, besides putting everything under one login and one password, is that because now all of these softwares are under one roof, there's things that we can do that we otherwise couldn't do if they were separated. And this is a big one right here. And Luke just touched on it, and it's called unified messaging. So traditionally, if you have, let's say, an email list and it's on MailChimp or GetResponse, and then you have, let's say, a texting list that's on, Scipio or Community, and then you have, let's say, your Facebook Messenger either directly on Facebook, or you're using something like ManyChat, or you're using, if you're doing call tracking or voicemail tracking, you're using something like CallRail. Well, right there, just with those 4 things, you have 4 different places where that communication is going. And as much as anybody would love to say, oh yeah, I could definitely, manage those 4 things, nobody does it, because, I mean, you could do it for a few days, but for you to consistently every day log into all of these different apps to track all these different channels is just not fun. And so and if it's not fun for you guys as, entrepreneurs who are into this stuff, imagine how not fun it's going to be for a doctor or a lawyer or somebody in the business world who probably 80 to 90% chance doesn't really like technology that much, probably definitely not as much as anybody on this call, right? And so unified messaging changes the game. What it allows here is that you can pull up a client, in this case, Lindsay Nance, and you'll see all of their communication in sequential order, no matter what the communication channel is. So if they called, you're going to see the call, and then there was a Facebook Messenger, and then maybe you Facebook messaged them back, and then you texted them, and they texted back, and maybe they left a voicemail, and there's a recording of the voicemail or a recording of the call, and then they emailed, and you emailed them back. No matter what the communication channel is, you're going to see it all in one window, and then based on how they last messaged you, you can go ahead and message them back in the same way directly from the platform. Amazing stuff. This is, besides the one login and one password, this is the thing that literally gets everybody hooked, because now they don't have to bounce around to email or text or any of that. They can literally just pull up the contact and they can see every line of communication, whether it's call, voicemail, text, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, WhatsApp, literally everything. And then based on how that person communicated with you, then you can communicate with them right back. And so this is literally a game changer, not only for businesses, but also for agencies, and also for any pretty much business that you run online. You can use this, and it literally makes the process of taking somebody from a lead into a sale like 9,000 times easier. So this is an amazing feature. Some of the other ones here we'll just talk about. They built a clone of Pipedrive, so you have a full working version of Pipedrive, which is my favorite CRM. So before HighLevel even came out, I was a big tester of CRMs. I got Salesforce, I used to use Insightly, and then I finally, before HighLevel came out, stumbled upon Pipedrive, which is what HighLevel, again, they took the best of each category. So they modeled their CRM after Pipedrive. But when I found Pipedrive, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best CRM, because it was the first kind of CRM to be what's called a visual CRM, meaning that these are all drag and droppable cards here. And so you can essentially see at a glance where everybody's at in the process. If they're a new lead, not scheduled, you left them a voicemail, you're working on it, they don't qualify, or they became a deal. You could see all of that at a glance. So this is amazing. They literally, to me, I mean, like I said, I was a CRM connoisseur. In my opinion, they definitely picked the very best CRM to implement. So now you've essentially got a full-blown working version of Pipedrive built in. Calendar, they obviously copied Calendly here because Calendly was for sure doing it right. So they have a full working version of Calendly built in. Sequence Builder. So you're going to be able to build sequences. They actually have a full working version of Zapier built into HighLevel. So now, whether, when you're setting up a communication sequence with for your clients or even for yourself, if it's text, if it's email, Facebook Messenger, ringless voicemail. You can build all of that very easily, and it all is from one central kind of control center.
Mm-hmm. Just on that one, before you jump forward quickly, I was using that this week, and what I loved about this was just how, because everything is connected, you can actually have a sequence that does things. Like when people think of sequences, often they'll just think purely of like maybe a just an autoresponder, follow up email, but this can really segment out things into, okay, if they open this email, yes, if they didn't, follow up phone call, and then text message, and then delay by this time, and then depending on what they do, then there's so many more options because it's all in the one suite. And like Mike said previously, you'd have to like use Zapier and try to make things work, and then things would screw up, and it would just be real messy. So it's just such a clean way of doing it. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that point, that being that's just a major thing that I really, really like that I haven't seen done before. And it's I also, when you're watching this as well, I want you guys just to think as well, like this type of product just makes sense, right? And it's like, why hasn't anyone done it? And I guess it's just because the amount of effort it would take to get an autoresponder right, or just a page builder right, or any of these just in these single apps is just so much. And that's why this is just such an insane thing to be able to see. Like Mike was saying, these are super apps, and this could also be compared to kind of like, you can kind of see what like Elon Musk is doing with the whole X thing, trying to make his new phone be absolutely everything in one app, from banking to social media to buying to or everything. And that's kind of the way that the market's going. So again, you're in a really, really unique place here, being able to see this. But I'll let you continue, Mike.
Definitely. So the sequence builder all built in, so you can have all of your campaigns that are kind of sequential here. They actually have a new campaign builder. This is a view of the old one, but they actually redid it so that it's even a more beautiful experience of just having everything just pretty as far as your sequences go. Live chat is another one of the features. This is really cool because you can put live chat on your site or any client site, and it actually opts them into that unified messaging, right? So live chat's another one that's like a number 5 or number 6 channel that, we all know live chat on the website is amazing, but a lot of us don't use it because why? We would have to have another app that manages it. And so everybody that goes to live chat is going to go into another app that we have to open up that live chat app and basically now manage these questions that are coming in. And so live chat is amazing. You close tons of businesses, and your clients will close tons of businesses off of live chat, but a lot of people don't use it because, again, it's just another login, another password, and another place for stuff to get lost. This feeds into that unified messaging. And on top of that, it actually becomes a text message opt-in. So when they ask a question on here, they ask their question and they actually put in their phone number. And so it'll actually bring that live chat into that unified messaging. And when you start communicating back and forth with that client, it's going to go to their text message. So it not only puts it into the unified messenger, but it also becomes a text opt-in so that you can now communicate back and forth with that live chat question via text, which is literally game changer for live chat. Funnel Builder, a full-blown working version of ClickFunnels is built in. So you have, what is, ClickFunnels these days is $297 by itself. Now you literally have a full working version of ClickFunnels actually built in. So I've done a lot of work with Ty Lopez over the years. I actually ran his raise recently. He raised over $100 million to buy a lot of companies like Pier 1 and Radio Shack, like you've seen. We actually ran all of that through HighLevel. So we actually ran the entire raise and the entire company and the entire fundraising through HighLevel. But I'm very, very good friends with one of my best friends is his brother, Ben, and Luke is friends with Ben as well. And he's like the funnel builder for Ty. I mean, he's kind of the one that's been in charge of building Ty Lopez's funnels over the years. And he is just like the biggest advocate of HighLevel right now. Like he's switched over everything from ClickFunnels into HighLevel because it's just so nice to have it all under one roof and they're not missing anything. So you have all of the features of ClickFunnels and you can use it literally as just one of the tools in HighLevel. Integrations, so there's actually more that have been added. But whether it's Facebook or TikTok or Google or Stripe, everything is just an easy plug and play integration. You have your dashboard, you have a review generator. So this is like any of you have used Podium to generate 5-star reviews for companies. This is something that tons of companies are interested in. Obviously, a lot of you might even be interested in having 5-star reviews for your own business. But Podium is something that you can easily spend a few $100s a month on. And again, you have that just built in as one of the many apps that are built in to have an automatic kind of 5-star review generator in your repertoire of things you can do. And so in conclusion, HighLevel, your business, one login, right? So everything that you would really need, everything that was listed, all there under one login. And I want to talk a little bit more to kind of go in depth, but Luke, anything you might want to kind of chime in here now that we've wrapped this presentation?
Yeah, like what I just love about it is it isn't it wild? You can just rattle like and talk about things like that this tool does, just like it's nothing, but just how no one's ever been able to do something like this. And these are all the products that successful businesses use. I know for a lot of people as well, it's not like sometimes hearing about an autoresponder or a page builder, whatever it might be, it doesn't sound sexy. And that's the trap that we often get into, especially in the low ticket field. And I was mentioning this to Mike last night, and I mentioned it to you guys as well. Whenever you go out to look at getting something that I really think, how is this plugging into my offer? Is it making my offer more valuable, or is it making my traffic source more valuable? Or is what I'm looking at something that's going to just make me feel good for a week and then I'll probably never use it again because it didn't work the way it wanted to? And I think these are the fundamental tools to really build any successful online business. And it's why if you think of any major successful online business, they're using some, if not all, of these tools in different ways. But obviously, the cost of that is thousands and thousands a month, as Mike showed. But with this, it's the ability not just for yourself, but then the ability to actually use this in a way where you can create essentially licenses for other businesses. And I'm sure Mike might go into that further with some of the examples that he's done that with. It's insane. It's just an absolute no-brainer. And so you kind of wrap your head around, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And over the next 30 days, we're going to be working with you on live trainings to actually implement this in every step possible. One other thing I wanted to mention as well is because this company, again, is worth like $500 million now, they have an insane support team. They'll reach out to you. They'll jump on getting started calls. They have all that stuff going on. We've got some extra bonuses as well that we're just giving you guys and for this anyway. But Mike and I were saying as well that, because we know you guys and where you're at, where most of you guys are at with things, that we really suggest being on these live trainings because we're going to make it that simple. And we were saying last night as well that often when we look at different videos and tutorial videos and stuff, it sometimes just doesn't make sense still, right? So we want to make this to be the most simple, easiest thing to join. It's not going to cost you $1 to be a part of to get started with this. You'll get all the courses, you get all my other high ticket courses, and it's just something we want you to be excited for as much as we are. And all we ask is you to follow along. Don't buy anything else. Implement this training, and it's going to be a really, really exciting time ahead. But yeah, we
Awesome.
can continue on from there, and we'll drop the link soon as well, guys. We know you guys want it as well, so just let me know if you have to leave or anything. But we've got some really killer stuff to be sharing still on this training. And again, the whole goal of this is to make it all make sense. So by the time this finishes, you can go, okay, I know exactly what to do. I've got access to the software. I've got access to all the courses and all the other free goodies that Luke's been mentioning. And I can actually have a plan of what I'm going to do now before the next training. So yeah, that's kind of the goal of this.
Awesome. It's actually funny. There's people on here that I was reading some of the comments. Some people have followed some of the trainings I've done with Chris. So they're like, you got some good man. He's like, wait till he shows you the TikTok trick. So we'll be showing you guys a little bit on TikTok today. I know I saw a few people asking for the link. So Luke, if you want to drop that whenever. And then someone asked about the money. They said, how much is it after the 30-day trial? So again, we're not, as being the super affiliate manager for HighLevel, we're not selling anything. We're just leading by giving you a 30-day free trial. Luke is one of, literally people I can count on one hand if I was like a Ninja Turtle that have the 30-day link. Normally it's 14-day link, so you'll have over double the time to test it out. And then with that, we're going to be including a lot of training, because obviously having the software is half the battle, but the other half of the battle is what can you do with it, right? And so there's two ways to think about this, and this is kind of what I want to dive into a little bit. There's HighLevel to save money, and there's HighLevel to make money, right? And so to save money, it's easy. These are the tools that are included if you were to buy them independently. And so we talked about that. You're talking about an array of tools that is, about $3,500 a month. They've actually added some new stuff now, so it's probably up to closer to $4,000 a month. And so, even if you're just using one of these tools, like ClickFunnels by itself is $297. So with HighLevel, their plan is $297 a month for everything. So you can see very quickly how if you're just literally using one or two of these tools, you're getting the other 13 or 14 or 15 tools for free, right? So it's like buy one, get 14 free. That's kind of the vibe. But it's not just that you're getting $3,500 to $4,000 worth of tools. And this is where it gets really, really fun and really, really interesting, is that with the $297 account, you're able to create unlimited of these accounts, okay? Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of some insider knowledge here, is that it wasn't supposed to be like this. So I was working with the CEO of HighLevel very, very, very closely to roll out an enterprise model, because I actually brought some big players to the table that were using this to the tune of making a lot of money, tens of millions of dollars. And so, but they weren't paying HighLevel all that much money. They were paying them less than $1,000 a month. And so they were paying so little for a tool, yet they were making millions of dollars every month. So it was HighLevel's plan originally to roll out an enterprise model, much how Salesforce works, right? If you're powering a big company on Salesforce, you have to pay for every single user on it. So if you're running a multi-million-dollar company using Salesforce as an example, which nobody wants to do because it's the worst, most complicated software on the planet. But if you were, you'd be spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to do that. And that's what big companies do. If you're like Unilever or Johnson & Johnson or these kind of companies, they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars with companies like Salesforce. But what happened was HighLevel brought on investment. They got $60 million in private equity at over a $300 million valuation. And when that happened, their goal was, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? And so they had built this model up to the point where you could have unlimited accounts and there wasn't really an enterprise model. And so once they had basically, all of this money in private equity, they said, you know what? We're not going to do the enterprise model. Obviously, some people are exploiting our generosity here with having this unlimited account, but we're just going to roll with it, right? We're going to let it happen. And so this is where it gets really good. And I'm going to give you guys actually an example of a personal referral that I brought on that just scaled this to the moon, right? So after the 30-day free trial, it's $297 a month. But with that $297 a month, you can create unlimited of these arrays, right? So you can basically create $3,500 a month worth of software times infinity companies, right? And so this is where it gets good, right? You can have this array that you can basically Xerox copy unlimited amounts of times for companies. And so I'm going to show you guys actually a company that I brought on.
And while you get that up, I just wanted to quickly mention on that one. Wait, is your screen still sharing? I don't know if it is.
No,
maybe it is.
Oh,
no,
sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah.
No, it's all good. While you do this, I'll get it up. I was just thinking, guys, just think about the power of that. Because of this ability to be a part of it for 30 days, you can literally get entrenched with what we're doing and implementing this every week and start doing what Mike's about to show you now by being able to create those extra licenses right out the gate. And you don't see many companies, if any, really doing, go, here you go, here's everything. And we know it's going to work for you if you put the work in and implement it, and then we'll charge you after a month, right? You just never see that. And that's also why we're doing a month of trainings with you guys, to make sure this works for you. And because our goal is to make you money, right? That we wouldn't be doing this in this way with a free trial, giving you all these courses, all these extra things, and then spending hours every week if we didn't know this is going to get people results. So Mike, please go ahead and share this example. This is insane what he's about to share with you.
Yeah, just because I wasn't sharing earlier, just to kind of go back so you can get a visual on this. So this array here that would be $3,500 a month, for the $297 plan within HighLevel, you're able to create unlimited of this, right? So think of this as like $3,500 worth of software times unlimited companies, right? You can build this array for unlimited companies. And so let me show you this company that took it and ran with it. So I was speaking in an event. It was actually Ty Lopez's and Alex Mayer's event. It was called Paradigm Shift. And I was the low man on the totem pole as far as speakers. So it was Ty Lopez, Alex Mayer, who at the time had just exited his company for $300 million. He was the CEO of Zeusk. Neil Patel, who's like the godfather of SEO. Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. And then I was speaker number 5. I was the 5th speaker, right? So I was low man on the totem pole with that group. But with one of the clients, with one of the people in the audience, his name was Joe Brown. And I started to ask him questions about his business. He had a company called DeerDoc. And I knew that I was going to change this guy's life more than any of the other speakers, because I knew that Go HighLevel would be just plug and play for his business. And so let me bring up their site here. Share my screen with you. And this will answer some of the questions that are coming across in the chat, because they said, well, how, if you sell it, kind of what do you get to keep? And so let me share my screen here. Okay, so this company here, like I said, I spoke at this event called Paradigm Shift. I brought Joe Brown to HighLevel, and he became one of the biggest users on HighLevel. So what he does is he's able to resell this to doctors, right? And so he took the $297 plan, and this is what we're going to show you how to do, right? Is you can give free trials of this to businesses, because businesses need this, want this. Once they use it, once they have 15 logins and passwords under one login and password, and they have unified messaging, and they have all the benefits, which literally HighLevel is really the only one out there providing this. You might, and even you might see some white labels of this, like Frank Kern launched his, but he's literally just white labeling HighLevel. So he's putting his logo on the HighLevel platform. Now I'm going to show you guys how you don't even have to do that. You don't even need to put, if you want to put your logo on it, you can, but we're going to show you exactly how to do this where you don't even have to do that. But here's the example. So he brought on over 5,000 active doctors onto HighLevel, and he charges them $297 a month. Okay, so you can do the math on that. That's about $1.5 million a month that he's making. Now, how much of that does he get to keep? He gets to keep the entire thing. So when you're building out these sub accounts for the $297 plan, and this is why I said this is kind of that insider knowledge, is it wasn't supposed to be like that. It's not really fair to HighLevel that this company and others out there can essentially build a $1.5 million a month company, and they're paying HighLevel less than $1,000 a month, right? But that's what's possible. And so, these guys have now scaled their business up to about a $25+ million a year company, and it's literally powered on HighLevel. So this now, obviously, for a lot of you, this might be a big giant stretch goal, but you have to ask yourself, if these guys could get to, 1.5 million a month, could you guys get to 10,000 a month? Could you get to 50,000 a month? Could you get to 5,000 a month? Could you get to 100,000 a month? Absolutely you can, because we're going to show you guys exactly how to do it, because you don't need to sell it. It's just like we're basically providing this. I mean, you don't really see these kind of webinars, right? It's like you get on a lot of webinars and, you know, most of the time, you know, there's something being sold, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously business has to keep going, but with HighLevel, they've got so much power behind them, and literally the software is so good that we're not selling anything. We're literally just giving you the 30-day trial, which is the exact same thing that you guys can do, and you can build a company just like this. So these guys will give out free trials of the software the exact same way, and they built up to a company, you know, doing 1.5 million a month, literally just reselling the software. So this is, Luke, I don't know if you want to touch on this at all, but this is the power, right? So for $297, this is what I was saying. It's not like you're getting $4,000 worth of software. It's you're getting $4,000 worth of software times infinite amount of clients, right? So he can go to these 5,000 clients, give a free trial of the software, show them, and we're going to be providing these materials. So all of you guys that jump on with us, we're going to be giving you these tools, like the presentation that I showed you guys, showing you all the different arrays of you know, software that's included. We're going to be giving you this kind of material plus tons of other stuff that you're going to be able to use to go out and you know, show this to companies and give them free trials so that they can see, hey, I'm getting $4,000 or $3,500 worth of software, and I'm only paying $300 a month. But I'm not even going to pay the $300. I'm actually going to we're going to lead with a free trial. So you're going to actually be able to give this software to them for 30 days. And then once they renew and they pay the $300 a month, then you're going to be able to keep 100% of that money.
And that's such an insane thing for HighLevel to even offer, because again, it's only a company that's worth so much, that's built such a big user base. Like if someone just tried to start that out of the gates and was like, all right, we're going to offer this and then offer everyone this white label ability, or even the ability to resell it for 100%, that does all the things that this product does, because there's big costs behind, even just an autoresponder, there's big costs behind that, behind page builders. There's things like video hosting, all this stuff that's covered in that amount. But to be able to then provide keys ongoing is absolutely insane. Two questions I also saw here as well. One was about does it have to be $297? Look, you could sell it for $1,000 a month, or you might want to do a yearly contract, or whatever it is you want to do. You could even do less. But as we were saying, if you're selling it as HighLevel and you're giving the trials out, they could end up on the HighLevel page and say, well, why am I charging more? Why are you charging more than what it is here? Now, the benefit as well that we've done here through my link, which again I'll drop to you guys in a very short period of time, is that Mike, we were talking about how that there's these pre-set up I guess templates inside of HighLevel. And Mike, should we touch on that now, do you reckon? Or is Mike dropped off? His webcam has dropped off for the minute. Maybe he's needed to run to the bathroom or something. Yeah, maybe he's run to the bath. Oh, there he is. But yeah, maybe do you think now's a good time to share that, some of the templates of, like, because I know I saw a question here about I'm not good at selling. I've never done anything properly with the actual sales side of things before, and we've got all the resources already included inside of the accounts that are linked to this to our special 30-day link, because again, you can't get this 30-day link anywhere else unless you're one of Mike's two other friends that he's been able to organize this for. And again, I believe you had to buy a product to even get that link to do that, whereas this is you're all in here on this. But the goal is, again, if you have no idea what you're doing, that's why these trainings specifically are going to be really important to you, and because we're going to show you the fastest way to get it all up and running and start making sales. But there's already so many insane resources added to the link that I'll drop shortly as well, from these templates and different flows and things that are already inside for different niches. So Mark, I don't know if now you want to talk about the niche selection and stuff like that and what's inside.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the, and there's the coolest part about this is that we're going to be doing these live trainings with you over the next month. So for anybody that just comes on the 30-day trial, you're going to get literally like 3 different universities from HighLevel. Plus, on top of the 3 universities you're going to get from HighLevel, you're going to have some content from Luke and I, and we're going to have live trainings once a week for the next month. And so basically, you're getting all of that essentially just for, essentially just taking a free trial that you could, cancel if you want to. But we're confident that, you're going to really take off with this thing, because to me, I am a big fan of learning from practitioners. So I love to learn from people who actually, make money in the space. I've actually learned a lot from Joe Brown. So I set up my own agency, which I'm gonna actually give you guys the templates on this. So you'll actually have, you'll have our entire, essentially snapshot. We call them snapshots of everything that you're going to need to be successful, from the website to the funnels to everything. But where it really gets good is this whole snapshot principle. So if you guys are familiar with ClickFunnels pioneered this thing called share funnels. And share funnels was huge, right? I mean, obviously, I don't even know what ClickFunnels is worth now. I think they're close to $1 billion company, if not more. But one of the biggest, coolest things that they did was they made it so you could share funnels. And so essentially, I could say, hey, if you want to sign up with ClickFunnels under me, then you can have this funnel. And you could even do what's called like a funnel share link, meaning that you would send them the funnel, and if they wanted to access that funnel, they would have to sign up for ClickFunnels. So what Sean did, the CEO of HighLevel, was beyond smart. He was like, what if we took that same kind of, it's like a Xerox copy, right? What if we took that same kind of Xerox copy concept and we did that for every single app that we have? So you could copy not only the funnel to somebody and you could send them a Xerox copy, but you could copy the text sequences, the email sequences, the live chat setup, the website itself, the funnels, the messenger sequences, the CRM and the pipelines, the calendar setup. Literally every single app under the hood of HighLevel basically has the ability to, at the push of a button, you can Xerox copy it. So this is where we were able to scale up our agency up to over $100,000, about $150,000 a month within 90 days because of this concept. And so this is what's really cool. So what happens is you can build essentially, let's say you bring on one doctor or one lawyer, right? And we're gonna give you templates so that you can have that. And in fact, I'll show you guys some of them on there that are actually included in HighLevel, so that essentially you can start off and you'll have text sequences, email sequences, funnels for that particular niche. But then you're going to build stuff for that person. So they're going to say, hey, we might want to do, we might want to add, this text and email campaign for this kind of a promotion. If they're in like in the regenerative medicine world, they might be in niches like, neuropathy or shoulder pain or neck pain or red light therapy or, a hormone replacement therapy. So you're going to, essentially have a lot of templates from us, and then as you provide this to people, you're going to grow it. Well, what happens is anything that you build for a client, you're now able to Xerox copy that for the next client. And so what it allows you to do is essentially do the work one time, and really not even one time, because you're going to have so many templates out of the gate with us that you're essentially going to have a lot of that one-time work already done for you. But now when you bring on client number 2, client number 3, client number 4, you don't have to rebuild any of that stuff. You literally just press the copy button and it copies everything over, and they get all of that value instantly. Now, I'm a huge proponent of return on time. So I always pose the question. I ask people, would you rather make $100 million, or not 100? Would you rather make $1 million a month, or would you rather make $100,000 a month? Or would you rather make $1 million a year, or would you rather make 100,000 a year? And everybody would, obviously pick the $1 million. And I say, that's correct, all things being equal. But what if you didn't have enough information? Because what if for the $1 million a year, or that you had to work, let's say 100 hours a week, but for the 100,000 a year, you only had to work 1 hour a month, right? Now all of a sudden it becomes different, right? And so a lot of times we think in terms of money only, and we have these financial goals, but we don't think of the time commitment attached to it. Now that 100,000 sounds a lot better, because if we can duplicate, that $100,000 a month and just do that 10 times, well, now we're spending 10 hours a month for the same million as opposed to 100 hours a week, right? And so what I like to think of it as return on time. And unfortunately, we are conditioned to, kind of think of money as a return of our time, right? We're conditioned to kind of, work an hourly wage, or everything's kind of, broken down into, we make as much money as the effort we put in or the time we put in. But that's not true, right? In business, it has nothing to do with time, right? If I deliver something that is extremely valuable to you, but it takes me 30 seconds, it doesn't matter, right? It's really just the value that they're getting. So if I can deliver $10,000 worth of value to you, then you'll pay me $1,000 for it, even if it only took me 30 seconds to do. And so this is where we're going to get a lot more in depth into this training over the next 4 weeks of doing live trainings. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how these companies like DearDoc, who have gotten up into the range of $1.5 million a month, or how my agency has got up into the 6-figure a month range, do that by leveraging this snapshot concept. So the ability to build it once, and in this case, because you have us as your support, we kind of build it for you the first time, and then you're able to literally just make duplicates of that for everybody else. And so that's really, to me, like one of the coolest things, is that you're literally pressing a copy button, you're delivering thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of value to these clients, and then it's taking you seconds because you're just pressing a Xerox copy button.
Yeah, it's honestly just insane. One thing I saw as well, I was going to mention earlier as well, like there's just some of the other features that today's not about talking about every feature inside of it. But there's some just insane ones that make sense for every objection imaginable. Like say if someone's on ClickFunnels and they say, I don't want to move across, I'm already set up on ClickFunnels. They have the ability to import ClickFunnels pages directly into HighLevel. I saw there was a ClickFunnels import option in there, which is insane. So that can say, like, the two angles that we keep saying is, it's not only going to save you money if you're using any of these tools yourself, but it will save businesses so much money as well. It'll make their businesses more efficient, more effective. It's just that little learning curve at the start. The other question I saw a few times is, well, do we white label this with our branding or not? Look, I know there's the option for that, but in terms of the majority of people here, I'd say just generate the licenses, and Mike would say the same, generate the licenses, have it be HighLevel, and because then they can get the onboarding calls when you give the licenses out. They can have their support team there. It's already branded as HighLevel. You don't need to have your own support team and experts up 24 hours a day. The team at HighLevel, you'll see even when you start the free trial, people they're going to be reaching out to you to try to help you with anything you need. And like we've said, like, take advantage of that if you need to. But as well, work with us, because we're going to be showing you this from A to Z. And again, it's just probably the most insane high value just webinar that I've ever done, because it's just gives you it's just puts it in your hands. It's, here you go, let's work together, and you're either going to get results, and you're going to love it, or it's not going to be for you. But the chances are it's going to be for you, because these are the tools that make the differences in people's lives and businesses. And again, if you don't have your own business, this is an even better opportunity, because you can literally have a done for you system where we provide you all of the materials that you can start reaching out. You can even start reaching out inside of HighLevel in your own trial account. There's a prospecting section. You literally type in your address. or like what type of business you want to find in what area, and it'll do scans of their pages. It'll break down what they need and what they can do. It's literally an all-in-one solution that I'm so excited for you guys to be a part of. So if you guys want me to drop the link now, do you reckon now's a good time to drop the link, Mike? And before we continue on?
For sure. I'm gonna definitely do some more training, but 100%.
Yeah, so all right, guys, if you guys are excited for this, put a big number 5 in the box for your 30-day link. Guys, this is going to be an absolutely insane response, I'm hoping, because we are going to be going big now as well. I haven't even touched on this yet, the extra bonuses, and it's weird because you know bonuses are normally to sell something you're trying to sell, but today I can do it in a much more fun way where I can say, look, here's a link for this, get this free trial, and then we can do more training, and then I can say, oh, here's some links to some other stuff that I'm giving you for free, like the other high level universities, my high ticket courses, and just for being a part of this trial. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm going to send it in the chat box now. Did you want to pull it up on your screen as well, just so people can see exactly what to do, or I can take over the screen if you need me to for now.
Which part?
Let me just take the screen quickly from you, or just to pull up that just the sales link. I'll put it in the chat box here on the right.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can do that too. It's funny because you were talking about the duplication of funnels. And so I just, for fun, literally while you were talking in the matter of like 2 minutes, and we'll go through this exactly how to do this in the training. But I actually used HighLevel to build all of, if you guys know Dan Fleischman, we built all of his materials on HighLevel. So I brought him on to HighLevel, and he uses HighLevel for all of his events, 100 Million Mastermind, Avengers, everything he runs through HighLevel. And so this is a new thing, the Money Mondays. So literally while you were talking for about, I don't even know, that was maybe what, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, you can actually use it in copy funnels. I said, hey, let's copy a funnel. So I literally grabbed his ClickFunnels page right here. All I did was just paste it into their funnel creator here. And then you can see that it takes about 30 seconds to do. And it literally pulls over the entire funnel. Now, obviously, you don't want to copy his funnel, but this is an amazing way that you can literally just pull funnels directly over that maybe have the layout that you like. And now you literally have it in a way that it's editable. So you can sit here and type whatever you want, customize it however you want. And it literally pulls it over. But literally just while you were talking in 2 minutes, I literally just did that and just copied the entire funnel over. So this is just an amazing way that instead of having to even build funnels from scratch, you can take anybody that's on a ClickFunnels funnel and you can bring it over and import it, and you have like basically just an amazing template to work with, and you can pull over your favorite funnels, and then that can be the basis of building your funnels in HighLevel.
That's insane. So can you pull up the website's gohighlevel.com/Luke M. If you just pull that up for a second, and we're not going to stay on this page for too long, but what I want to do for the first, let's just say the first 40 people that are in on just the free trial, which again is the weirdest thing ever, I want to do some extra fast action bonuses just for jumping in on that free trial right now. And the first is going to be looking at that. I'm going to give you guys the upgraded version of Advert Suite, which you can then see all ads that go from ClickFunnels pages in any niche whatsoever. So I want to see every law firm ad that runs like on a ClickFunnels page, and I want to find the best performing ones. I can do that, and then I could take that link, bring it into HighLevel in my free trial, and go and then have that layout set out, and then I can edit it according to what it is I'm doing. I'll give you that. You guys are all as well, by getting in on this, you're going to get access to the university upgrades and courses, which I'll share with you guys shortly. But now I want you guys just to jump in on this trial. Again, it'll be 297 after the 30 days. Our goal is within 30 days, you're going to be getting results. You're going to be working with us. You're going to be implementing the training we're giving you. It's literally, I couldn't make things easier if I tried to give you guys the most value possible. It's not even something where it's like buy this and there's a refund policy if it doesn't work for you. This is the complete opposite. And again, you were the first people in the world to not have to buy something to even get a free trial, but that's 30 days for this. This is putting it in your hands. And I was saying to Mike originally, I was like, oh, but you know, sometimes when you do that, it's just too easy, and it might make the value of the offer not look as good. But then we were just like, you know what, my audience knows me really well. You guys know me really well. And if there's no risk at all, you're not out of pocket anything, and you can start implementing this right away. You can start generating these license keys. You can start getting taking all these tools that again would cost, Mark said earlier, $3,500 to $4,000. I think for even some of those, it's a lot more. I've shown you in the past my Aweber membership back in the day was like $700 a month US just for that. You can see all the different tools that are here on the page, and again, the features and the user flow inside of it make it so much easier. You get 24/7 support with the HighLevel team. You get full support from us as well. You get all of our trainings. Just grab the extended trial right now. And again, you won't be able to get this on just the standard HighLevel page. It's going to not allow you to have a bunch of the templates we're giving. It's going to be 14 days, not 30. And you know, when I was talking to Mark, we said, look, we want to really indoctrinate you guys over a longer period of time where we can actually ensure that you get results, because we know 2 weeks is can be a bit quick, especially if you've got things on in the next few days and whatnot and can't jump all in this instant. But we want you to get in now, get those fast action bonuses. If you have, say, right, I'm in the box, because I want to see who's joined right away. And again, you can make your mind up at the end of the 30 days if it's valuable for you to continue it all. There's no locking contracts for years, there's anything like that. It's a pure value for you guys. And someone also awesome. Look at you guys go. Keep on going. Keep on jumping in on it now, because I want you to do it right now if you are here to do it. And I'm screenshotting all your names for those fast action bonuses. I did see so there was a question I was about to answer that I saw pop in earlier, saying how is HighLevel making money out of this if we can create all of these licenses? And you know, I think that's the mind shift change, that when companies become $500 million companies, what they want is more users, more people getting success, more people talking about it. It's not so much about and you can see it's not about instant money for them. It's about building that actual core product. And I'm sure in the future, once they've taken, because people are leaving other companies left, right, and center to come and join this because of how much money they're saving and how much more they can do, I am sure they're not going to be offering this deal. Well, they don't even offer this deal anyway, but I'm sure in the coming years or even months, they're going to, like, they could change it at any time and say, look, it's going to cost double the amount and it's still an insane deal. Or they might remove the free trials, which I don't think they do, because they're a company that believes in value first, and then get rewarded second when the customers then being rewarded, and it makes sense to everyone, right? But these things can happen, and it's like, you know, I think a good example I've seen in a bit of a different way is the whole Uber Eats model. I know here in Australia we had about 5 or 6 different food delivery companies. Uber Eats, because they ended up getting the majority of customers on there, they could then undercut everyone else, and it pushed all these other businesses out of business, which then drove more people that were using those other businesses to their business. And I'm sure potentially in a strategic way that could be something they're trying to do here, but I think that's good. It's good for the customer to have businesses that make it that can change that status quo of, okay, well, an autoresponder is going to cost $300 a month, and a page builder is going to cost $300 a month, and then there's another $500 upgrade here, and doing that on 15 core tools, it makes it very, very messy, and also that's why HighLevel's come in and grown so fast, because people have gone, wow, I can see the power of this just in itself, and you get the ability to generate those unlimited licenses, which we're going to be teaching you exactly how to sell. Again, you get the templates, you get the scripts. I'll be talking about sales copy. I'll be inside the software doing it with you. When you get started, when you're in there, you'll get a onboarding message, I'm sure. Take advantage of that if you like. There's a few little things you need to set up at first. If you get stuck at all, don't worry, we're going to help you through the trainings. I'm also going to be doing an individual video series of just some of the getting started things that you have to set up once. because Mike and I were saying this yesterday as well. Sometimes, even though HighLevel has all of the different, I guess, videos and resources to help you, that sometimes it can still seem a bit confusing. And I know for me, I need things to be really, really, really dumbed down, or really simplified, and not too fast. And so a couple of things, whether it's buying a domain name and connecting that, which is like $3, or whether it's just connecting an email address to it, to HighLevel. You do it once and it's done. But just little things that you might get stuck with, we're going to help you with that, if you are at that level as well on this free trial period. So let me welcome everyone that's been in here. Say, I've seen in. Awesome. Someone said they can't get to step 2. Danuta, have you been able to get there yet? The price after 30 days is $297, and again, but that will include your unlimited license keys. You'll be able to keep all my high ticket courses that I haven't even shared with you yet. Everyone here's got the fast action bonus. There's a handful of spots left, but we're going to continue with the training in a second, because again, there's no, like, I'm not going to push scarcity on this. I shouldn't have to. It just makes sense to be a part of. So Mike, if you want to jump back into some more training, go ahead and do that, and then I'll share some of the other things they're getting today as well, and links later on. But I'll let you jump back on now for a second. I think you're on mic's off, and you can your mic's off if you're.
Awesome. Am I back in it?
Back in it.
All right, cool. Yeah, guys, super excited. It looks like pretty much most all of you on joined. So I'm super excited to be training you guys over the next 4 weeks. There was even a few people on here that were part of the trainings we did with Chris Records Group, which is really the only other person that we've done this with. And like Luke mentioned, with that group, there was actually a $1,000 purchase, because we did, did kind of some additional trainings with that. But this is a way that you guys can get in, take advantage of the same 30 days, and still get tons and tons of training. But you don't even have to, pay $1,000 up front. It's just going to be just a 30-day trial, and we're going to walk you through essentially how you guys can really, really be successful with this. To the question of how does HighLevel do this? Again, like Luke mentioned, when companies get to a certain level, it's like if you got to a $500 million company, you wouldn't want to be changing stuff, too much. And so there was definitely a concern at the highest level that, how are these companies, they're getting up to the, millions of dollars a month level, and they're paying us, $297 a month. And so, but again, once they got, were funded, and everything was, kind of ready for them to scale to the next level, they were like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And so they stayed the course. And so this gives a lot of opportunity for people that want to take this seriously, to really scale up. And again, even if you get up to the level of $100,000 a month, or 50,000 or 20,000, whatever your goal is, it's very, that's like what HighLevel wants for you. I mean, they're already a huge company, and everybody and the cool thing, I will say this, the founders of HighLevel are like the coolest people. So like Sean, really cool. Robin, I mean, these guys are awesome. Like, I'm bringing big players like, to the table, like huge people that are going to be promoting. So Luke is actually, kind of skipped the line and is ahead of a lot of these, I mean, Luke's a huge name in and of himself, but there's a lot of other huge names coming on board. And, even for these guys, when they want to do their own white labeled version, because Luke could have said, hey, we'll offer a white labeled version to you, and, kind of have it go that way, because
and then charge it as if it was my new product launch or something, and then say, and make it an actual thing where people have to buy. And I'm sure, like I would have made an insane amount if I did that, but
exactly,
it doesn't feel right for me when I want you guys, like you guys know, that's why you've been with me for years, is your success is literally truly where I become really happy and fulfilled, and that's why we're dedicating it and doing it this way, which is insane. And before I forget, someone said here, can we offer customers a 30-day trial? Look, when you have those license keys, you can, and when you're inside, you can do what you want. And we're actually going to be teaching you that. We think that's one of the best ways to do it. It is do it just like how we're doing it here. Offer them a trial and get them in, and let the high level team, they can even help your clients if they get stuck with anything. They'll run the support, and you just being there to refer them and having those little template snapshots that are already exclusive to our links here and whatnot will it's just going to be it's just a no-brainer. But yeah, grab the link here. And sorry to cut you off, Mark, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, and to what Luke said, not all of the big affiliates, I mean, I'm going to support people however they want to roll it out, but not all of the giant affiliates are like that. They're not all like Luke, where they're like, hey, I want to provide the best, because this is the best thing for you guys. This allows you guys to have your own accounts, create infinite number of accounts. There's one very big influencer that I was heavily pushing to do it this way, and they want to roll out more of a white labeled model where they get to keep all the money, and it's much less advantageous for their audience. And, you know, basically, despite me pushing them to do it the way that Luke's doing it, they're going to roll it out the other way. And so, you know, we're going to, you know, kind of support them in any way that we can, because obviously, hopefully, you know, they'll be providing a lot of value in other ways. But just so you know, like, this is the setup so that you guys can actually, you know, do the best from this. And I was just going to say, like, with the high level, you know, executive team, they are like so cool. I mean, they're like, and everybody says it, like anybody that works with them is like, man, these guys are freaking amazing. But they're not really concerned about making the most from everybody. Like, they want to support people. You know, if there's an option where they can make a ton of money this way, or they make a teeny tiny amount of money this way, like they do when they're essentially, you know, providing a platform for companies like DearDoc to blow up, they don't push you one way or the other. They're like, hey, these are the different ways. Like, we want to support you however, you know, you guys want to roll this out. And so they're very, you know, not concerned about making the most from every person. Like, and I love that about them. Like, they literally will like give the options, and if somebody wants to go left or go right, regardless of how much money they make on it, they'll point out the pros and cons of each, and they're just like super cool like that. And so I really appreciate that in the team.
Yeah, one thing on that as well that I wanted to quickly just say is, when we had that call the other, I was on the phone to Mike the other day, and he said, oh, let me just connect one of the founders in on this call as well. And he was like, look, if there's anything that you need, if there's anything that you can see that would be more advantageous in our in high level, let me know, and we'll see if we can get it done. So if there's anyone here that you guys have any ideas of things you want added, and if there's enough of them, I can then take it to Mike, and then Mike take it up to the team, and it can be put down as an option for them to look at being done. And it's very rare you can do that with any company worth over 10 million, let alone $500 million, right? So it's yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome. Let me turn my screen off here. I was actually just emailing the high level team as we speak. All right. So one thing I want to touch on for you guys is how you guys can actually build a very real software company. And this is actually something Chris Record touched on when we did his launch for the team. And this is super important to know, because this is kind of an old way of thinking, is that you have to own the software to basically have a company that is exitable. And this is not true anymore. And it's been proven over and over and over again. Salesforce is an example. Many companies have built on top of the Salesforce platform, and they've been able to exit for millions upon millions of dollars, even though they don't own the underlying base code, right? And the same thing is true with HighLevel. There's already been a handful of companies who have exited for millions of dollars building on top of HighLevel's base code. And this was something like Chris brought up, and he's like, well, you know, don't you have to own the code? And so we actually got on with one of the founders, Robin, and he was explaining like the different companies that have actually already gotten bought out because they were able to get a multiple of their revenue, even though they didn't own the base code, and how even Salesforce has proven this over and over again. An amazing example of this is a company called Thrive. Thrive is actually a publicly traded company. They are a multi-million dollar company. They own the sales team that used to sell Yellow Pages. So for all of you guys that are old enough to remember that Yellow Pages used to be like the go-to space to, you know, find people and get information before Google.
That was lit. We had that in Australia, Yellow Pages. I was excited every year. And then I remember when they started getting dated, people try to start like ripping them in half, and Strongest Man competitions were ripping Yellow Pages books in half, and it was
I remember those. So when Yellow Pages kind of went away, they still had this huge team. And so Thrive was this big company that basically controlled all of the sales teams for Yellow Pages. And so they essentially were like, we don't know what to do. Like, what are we going to do with the sales team? And so what did they do? They started reselling another company's software, and that company is called Visita. And so Thrive, which is actually the sales team, is a bigger, like multiple times bigger of a company than the software that they're selling, right? Just like how, you know, DeerDoc as an example has probably grown to, you know, around a $500 million company, but they're reselling HighLevel, which is also, you know, around a $500 million company. So it goes to show you that just because you don't own the underlying software doesn't mean that you can't grow a real business on top of that and actually build a real business that is actually sellable one day at those bigger multiples of 5 or 10x that we see in the world of digital software and software as a service. So, you know, a really great example that I love that actually, you know, the founders of HighLevel shared with me was Thrive and Visita. So Thrive was this company that controlled the Yellow Page salespeople. They started selling Visita, which is kind of like almost like a worse version of HighLevel. And that organization that basically sold a software that they don't even own, is actually a publicly traded company, is actually multiple times bigger than the software that they're selling. So it just shows you that not only can you build a real income off of doing this, but you can actually build a sellable company that can get those, because everybody wants to be in software because of the multiples. If you guys are familiar, you know, if you're in like a brick and mortar business, you know, you might get 2 or 3x, you know, 4x if you're lucky of your yearly revenue if you sell the company. But people love software or software as a service because they can get up into that 10x, 20x range. But a lot of people don't know that you can actually get up into that range, and it's already actually been done not only with companies like Salesforce, but it's actually already been done with HighLevel, even though they don't own the software, right? They don't own the base code. They built on top of it, but you know, HighLevel still owns the base code. So that's a common misconception. And so, you know, I love that example of sharing the story of Thrive and Visita, because it just shows you, you know, that you really kind of, the world is your oyster, being able to scale up, you know, doing this. So Luke, do you want me on this training? I know we've kind of been going for 1 hour and 45 minutes. We were going to talk a little bit about TikTok likes and TikTok lead ads. Should we do that on this training, or should we save that for week 1 of the training that we're going to do with everybody that signed up?
Up to you guys. Do you guys want to write TikTok if you want TikTok, or if you rather me go through further just some of the other bonuses you'll be getting and some of the courses I'm giving you guys from jumping through that link today, and then a bit of just a getting started of what to work on over the next week. But so let me know. So write bonuses if you want to see the bonuses. Write TikTok if you want to see TikTok maybe, and we'll see what people say. Bonuses, TikTok. Look, okay, let's what I'll then do is it looks like people just want to see the extra bonuses, and people say do TikTok next week. But Mike, just want to touch just so people know what they're going to be expecting kind of next week on the TikTok side of things, and how that's just an insane traffic method. Because again, this is something that not just with this, but with anything you do, have a look at what the product is, and like I said earlier, see how it plugs into either your offer or your traffic source. Because if you have if you're a restaurant and you're walking by it, the traffic source is going to be the hungry people walking by, and it's the perfect match, right? But if you don't have that traffic source, well, you just have a great offer with no one seeing it. So on these trainings, And when you've got your free 30-day trial, we're going to be each week at this same time, most likely. I mean, I might do 1 or 2 on different time zones for those that can't make the live trainings. I want you guys to be a part of those, because we're going to be tying this all into a complete system in the simplest way possible. Now, and after the 30 days, there's still going to be a bunch of different ways that we can still get new traffic sources and other methods. We want to show the fastest, from getting set up to making bank to getting those license keys out to giving huge value to other clients, those that are scared of reaching out to potential clients. Because again, inside of HighLevel, like I said, there's a full prospecting tool. You can find leads, find businesses, find details of users. Mike's got some insane strategies as well on how to get business user info and how to really reach out. And when you provide a free trial, you don't have to feel worried. I know that's a big concern for people, even though a lot of people won't say it, is they feel like, oh, I don't know if I can sell this right, or if I'm gonna be able to do this right, and it stops them from making that progress. With this, you're giving, like, we're gonna teach you how to give that free trial. Of course, more experienced marketers here might want to then try to sell instantly direct out the gate. But I really love the concept of giving that free trial first and turning that into a sale once they've been onboarded and they see the value of how well this actually works. So, but Mike, if you want to touch on TikTok real quick, on what they'll learn next week, we can do that.
100%. So yeah, I mean, and some of the people actually were on on the chat. They're like, man, wait until Mike shows you the TikTok trick. So
yeah,
getting followers has always been hard for companies and hard for businesses. So Luke and I have grown followers in all kinds of different ways. We've actually even worked with some of the top celebrities doing giveaways where you got to give out a Tesla or things like this to kind of, it's always a challenge. And all the top people, whether it's Dan Bilzerian or pretty much anybody you could think of that has tens of millions of followers, is always like thinking outside of the box on how they can grow their followers. And even in the prime of when all of this was possible, you would have to pay, around 10 cents a follower. And you got to go through the trouble of, getting an agency, and you're doing Tesla giveaways. And it was a big old pain in the butt, right? And so for companies or for businesses that are trying to grow following, this isn't even an option. Like, it's not even feasible, right? And it's very expensive. And so TikTok is very, 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 very unique right now for a couple reasons. One, because the ability to get traffic and to get leads from TikTok is literally cheaper than Facebook or Instagram ever were, even at their best. So it is an insane opportunity for not only for you and anything that you're offering, but also for local businesses. I mean, it's crazy. So one of the things I'm going to be sharing with you guys on week 1 of the training is I'm going to show you guys how you can actually get 1 penny likes. You can get, or not likes, but 1 penny follows on TikTok. So and you can do it without even having to do any funny dances or making any content of your own. You can actually do it with OPC, which is other people's content. And I'm going to show you guys how you can do it. It literally takes minutes. There's a few people on this call who saw my training with Chris, and it's, when you see it, you're going to be mind blown, because it allows you to literally grow a real following using TikTok ads. So you're not, using some bots or anything like that. It's real followers using their ad platform, and you can do it for under a penny a follower. So this means that you can get, let's say, 1,000 followers for less than $10, or you can get 10,000 real followers for less than $100. Or if you really want to go crazy, you can get over 100,000 real followers for less than $1,000, right? And I'm going to show you guys how you can not only do this for yourself, but you can do it for clients. Now, this is really amazing because people don't know that it exists, right? So you can go to big companies out there. Even gurus don't know about this. Like, literally big gurus do not even know that this exists. They think that it's like the old days of like Instagram, where like you just can't do it. Like, you can only do it through organic. So we're going to show you how to do it through ads. And this is an amazing way that you can build the follower number, which we all know is like that #1 vanity number, or really that #1 credibility number, you can do it for businesses and you can do it for so cheap. So imagine you being able to, even for yourself or for businesses, go in and be able to get them 10,000 followers, and your cost to do that is less than $100 for 10,000 followers, and the time it takes you is like minutes, right? So your return on time is insane. So that is one of the entry points that we're going to show you that you can do for businesses and just impress the heck out of them. They're going to be like, what the heck? Like, you can literally build 10,000 followers for somebody within days. Actually, on the last training we did with Chris, we did over 10,000 followers on a test account, and we did it in less than 48 hours. And so you could do this for businesses and literally just blow them away. And this is what kind of gives them their initial credibility or their initial vanity numbers. And then even better than that is we're going to show you how you can do lead ads on TikTok to a US audience of, let's say, 35 plus. So we're not even going to be targeting the kids on Facebook because on TikTok, because a lot of people, you know, one of their qualms with TikTok is it's a younger audience, right? But it doesn't have to be a younger audience because you can actually target an older audience. A lot of the older generation is getting on TikTok because they want to see their kids or their grandkids and they want to be kind of hip too. So you're seeing a lot of the buyer audience, which is that like 35 plus year old audience, now on TikTok. So we're going to show you exactly, whether it's for yourself or for other business, you can run ads where you don't have to create the content. Again, you can use other people's content, and we can even show you guys how you can use some cool little AI tricks to do some like talking head videos and stuff where you don't even have to, like, you know, really do much on your own. And you can run these ads to a 35 plus audience, meaning you're really targeting a little bit older buyer audience. And it's going to be you, if you want to do like US only, or if you want to do like US and Australia. So you're not targeting like anything international. You're just targeting, you know, like US, Canada, Australia, anywhere that you want to target that's like an actual buyer's audience for your clients. And you're going to be able to get those lead ads for under $1. I'll actually, here, you know what I'll do? I'll even just show you my back office real quick, just so you can kind of see some of this stuff, because it's too good not to at least show you a little teaser.
Yeah, and look, that's what I love about the way Mike teaches as well. I'm sure everyone here who's never seen Mike before, he's like me in the sense we just like to freestyle and share different things as we're thinking about them all, and then we get excited and then we're like, okay, we're going to show you this now. And so it's always, you never know what's coming.
Can you see my screen there on TikTok? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, just look at this ad right here, just for fun. So this ad right here was made using content that was essentially created using some like AI and some cool stuff where you really don't have to do much. If you look at we can open up the audience on this ad. But you can kind of see, you know, there's Chris on there. We're talking about getting TikTok followers for under a penny, right? But look at this ad cost. This is running to a 35 plus year old audience on TikTok, US only, and we're getting lead opt-ins here for, look at this, 84 cents per lead. Look at this one, 64 cents per lead. And this is not, and now you can see some of these follower ads. Look at this. This is me and actually my girlfriend jumping off of a rock here. 1 penny follows, 2 penny follows, 2 penny follows, right? I mean, literally just jumping off of a rock here, and we're getting, we got 18,000 followers on this ad for 1 penny. So we're going to show you exactly how to do this. We're going to show you how to do penny followers. And then we're also going to show you how you can get these lead ads for, look at this, 84 cents, 64 cents. And I'll even open this up in the ad group so you can see this, because it's even more crazy. Look at this. So 102 leads for 64 cents each. So you got to be, oh man, this for sure has to be international, right? You for sure have to be targeting an international audience to get that. Because if you're on Facebook, as you guys know, if you're trying to get a lead ad in the US and you're going 35 plus, you're paying, you know, 10 bucks a lead, probably
10
at least.
bucks a lead.
Yeah, look at this. So 64 cents. We brought in 102 leads off of this. Look at this. US only, English, 35 plus. I got goosebumps right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like I mean,
the last time you've been able to do that would be like 10 years ago when Facebook first released, or maybe even longer than 10 years now. But when things first came out, and they try to get you involved with the ads by charging not much, but now it's just so overrun that they're like, okay, well, if you want the lead, it's going to cost you. Whereas the method that Michael will share next week, it'll be insane. And the way that ties into HighLevel is, imagine getting those leads of interesting people, being able to then tie that into a traffic source to your actual HighLevel account. Free trial, send them a free trial to it, get them on board, or the HighLevel team will even do that with them as well, and turn that free trial into money in the bank. It just makes sense, and I'm so excited for it. So
yeah, that's the coolest thing, is that this directly plugs into HighLevel. Is so when you take these leads and send them over, like when we, so the cool thing is this has been working for years, right? So my very first class I taught on Ties SMMA was, and I'll share this with you guys in like week 1 of the training so you can see this. It was really cool. But we did a Zapier training. Now this is like, it's gonna date myself. We were back in like 2016, and we were taking a lead ad from Facebook, and we were using Zapier. So we were sending that lead information to an email autoresponder, and then we were sending it to a Excel spreadsheet, right? And I gave the example of a gym I own in Maui, that we were able to do what's called a client reactivation campaign. And so what that means is most businesses, I would say 90% of businesses, will have like an old dusty list laying around of like their old leads, their old opt-ins, maybe old clients that have come and gone. And 90% of businesses are not doing anything with this list. And so the same was true for our gym. We had a list of about 5,000 people who had come through, had free trials, became members, canceled their membership, all that kind of stuff. And so we took this list and and I'll actually show you guys this on week 1 of the training. We took the list and we did a client reactivation campaign where we basically, send it out to the list. And then we also did a Facebook lead ad where we took that lead and we put it into, again, we sent the lead to an email autoresponder because we were giving out 30 days free at the gym. And we sent it to an Excel spreadsheet so that one of our trainers could call them and basically set up a free training consultation, as well as kind of get them to come in to, sign up for their free trial, where they would, put a credit card on file, and then in 30 days they would get billed. That campaign we ran for 2 weeks for the gym. Again, this is an old dusty list that like the other owners were like, didn't even know this thing was worth anything. And we generated about $250,000 in yearly billable revenue from the gym in 2 weeks. About 60% of that came from the list reactivation, and 40% came from Facebook ads. And I'll actually bring up a screen here so I can kind of show you a little bit here. And this will maybe be the last thing I'll share, because I know a lot of you guys got to get rolling here. But let me just pull this up real quick. But when we did that initially, it was to several softwares, right? So we had to use Zapier, and we had to send it to an email autoresponder, and then we had to send it to an Excel spreadsheet. And then we started to realize that there's other softwares that we would want to use. So we're like, oh, we also want to do text, so we should also have text. And so then we added something like Scipio or Community, and we had to zap that in. And then we're like, okay, well, we also want to put it into a CRM, because now we're getting tons of leads into this, to the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet's getting super cluttered. So we're like, man, we should probably not be doing this. We should probably have it going into an actual CRM. And so then we started sending it over to a CRM, and ultimately we just had a ton of zaps going through. Here, I'm gonna share these slides. Let me just pull it up real quick so you can kind of see what happened here. I'm gonna open this real quick.
I love you, Mike, when you do this. It's just, see, just the excitement and just it's so fun. This is why this is and this is the way it should be. Marketing should be fun. You should have fun being able to do this and not be something like, oh, like I know I get like that with certain products. I'm just like, this is just the last thing I feel like doing. But when you see it all works together and you see how leads come in, tie in, turn into sales, and then you actually can see the flow of it all and how it works, it just it's such a soothing experience. And I know for a lot of people this isn't going to be the first time that you'll have that feeling in a really connected way. So yeah, it'd be cool.
Here, I'll share my screen real quick, and this will kind of just be last little bit I'll give you guys. But oops. All right, let me bring this up real quick. So sharing, and we'll do Keynote. All right, there we go. So you should be able to hopefully see my screen there. So this is a little bit of kind of a walkthrough, and this is again kind of why this is near and dear to my heart. So my brother, founded what was considered the very first developer-driven app store. So he's like my brother that I look up to the most, and just an amazing entrepreneur. I mean, imagine for $1,500, you basically, he created this company which made tens of millions of dollars, literally with $1,500 when Palm Pilots were the biggest thing since sliced bread. Within 18 months and $1,500 invested to build the company, they became the largest Palm Pilot software and provider in the world. And did it when Palm Pilots were at their peak of popularity, and created, like I said, the very first developer-driven app store, which Apple emulated. So Apple copied them, and then Shopify, and then even Zapier kind of built their own version of this, right? And so when Zapier was big, this is a graph that shows the top things that were being zapped, right? Because Zapier is that first connector tool. When you had to connect apps and you wanted a Facebook lead ad to talk to a spreadsheet, or you wanted to send the lead to an email autoresponder, all of this had to be done, had to be coded. So it was using what's called APIs, or application protocol interface. And so it was very complicated. I mean, you had to literally find an API specialist to go and code this stuff. And so Zapier was the first to come along and essentially make it so that you could do this in your living room. And so, and the founders of this company come from my hometown, or it was founded in Columbia, Missouri. So I was obviously, had a little hometown pride or whatever. But this graph is cool because it shows, these circles show which apps are the most heavily used on Zapier. And so it's and this is a little bit older too, so this might be updated now, but it's no surprise that Facebook is the #1, right? And that's because Zapier is basically a trigger and then an action, right? So something happens, and that's the trigger, and it causes actions to happen, right? And so lead ads is the #1 trigger, right? Because that's where the leads are coming from. And now you have TikTok. So if you saw an updated version of this graph, I'm sure you would see TikTok on here as well, because that's really the main trigger, right? Is a lead ad is coming from one of these big platforms like Facebook or like TikTok. And then from that lead being the trigger, it makes different actions happen, which could be, in our case, I'll share this with you. We set this up for the gym. And this is why I say this has been working for years, right? So this same training that I'm giving you now, we've been crushing it with this for, going on 7 years now, but it's evolved to now we're only using one app. So initially when we did this for the gym, we took the lead ad and we created a Zap and we sent it to MailChimp. And we created another Zap and we sent it to Google Sheets, so that again, they were getting the 30-day free trial for the gym. And this could be for any business, right? Any business uses this to give out some kind of, whether it's a dentist giving out a teeth cleaning, or a regenerative medicine doctor giving out a consultation for neck pain, or a personal injury attorney giving out a consultation. Everybody uses this model where they bring the lead in and then they send it over and they email them whatever free offer. And then they're probably going to send it to a spreadsheet as well, because they want to have their phone number so they can contact them. And then so we just did these two at first, and then it started to grow, right? So then we're like, oh, the spreadsheet is getting really cluttered. So now we should add a CRM because we want a way to have it be more organized. So now we're zapping into a CRM. And then we're like, oh, well, we need a text. Texting is like a huge thing now. So then we were creating another Zap for text. And then Facebook Messenger became huge. And so then we're like, okay, we need to create another Zap. So now we're sending their information over to Facebook Messenger. And then now you can see where the problem happens, right? So this is all working great, by the way, and the companies are making money. But now we've got 1 login, 2 logins, 3 logins, 4 logins, 5 logins, 7, 8 logins and passwords. And the average person cannot do this, right? And so when HighLevel came along, this is what happened. Now we can take the lead source, we can take those Facebook lead ads, or we can take those 65-cent US leads from TikTok, and we can literally, and now we don't even need to use Zapier. Zapier goes away, right? Because HighLevel actually has their own version of Zapier built in. And so now we can just take those leads direct from Facebook, direct from TikTok, and we literally make one connection that literally takes us minutes, if not seconds to do. And all of that goes over into HighLevel, so that now you have the complete suite of marketing tools or marketing weapons that you can use, that you take the lead over, you put it into HighLevel, and now you have everything under one roof. And so this is like what we're going to be really teaching you to do, not only for yourself, but for businesses, is to really use Facebook lead ads and use TikTok lead ads as your lead source for not only you, but also for the businesses. Literally make one connection into HighLevel, and now you can literally do what we were doing 6 years ago, but instead of having to deal with all this mess, you can just do this, and it's like 10 times better. So that gives you a little preview of some of the stuff we're going to talk about. And again, you can provide this for businesses on a 30-day trial, and you will absolutely crush it. We're going to show you some lead generation ways that, and by the way, a lot of you on here might be like me, where I used to think that free trials were weak. And I told Luke about this, as I was like, you know what, I would never do free trials. I was like, free trials are weak. Like, I've been in the business forever. Like, why would I give out a free trial? My time is valuable. But what you don't realize is that not only is it not weak, but if you're smart, everybody would do it. And it's powering the biggest companies. I'm actually reading Alex Hormozi's new book right now, $100 Million Leads. And a lot of you guys, if you know Hormozi, he was able to build a $100 million company with Gym Launch. And what that company did was just teach gyms how to use lead ads. That's literally it. So if you want to know, like, how did Hormozi build a $100 million company with Gym Launch? He literally showed companies how to use lead ads, or he showed gyms how they could use lead ads. That's what he did. And he sold it for $16,000 a pop. But right now, what Gym Launch is doing is they're giving out free trials, 30-day free trials of their ads, right? And so we're going to show you guys exactly how you can do that as well. So this is not only not weak, but it's actually literally the crux of how you can build a business, of that size, is literally just powering it on free trials. And the best part about it is nobody has to do sales, right? It's like, just like this call here, you're educating people. I read a book recently, amazing book. I recommend it to everybody. It's called Power versus Force, and incredible book. And it talks about they measured frequency of basically different actions or emotions, right? And so like some of them and they would test like basically like anything over it was like 700 or 800 hertz on the frequency would be like positive, and that would basically generate lots of positive things like abundance or success in your business would be generated by essentially these higher level frequencies. So some of them are obvious. Some of them are like being open versus being closed. So like being open is a very high frequency. It like tests at like 1,000 hertz, versus like being closed-minded is a very like low frequency way of operating, and it tests at like 200 hertz. But some of them are like less obvious. And one of them that's really cool, that they're actually opposites, is education versus persuasion. Persuasion, and they're actually opposites on the scale. So in this book, it'll tell you persuasion actually tests at like below 200 hertz, meaning it's a very low vibration way of communicating. Whereas the opposite of persuasion is actually education, which tests at like over 1,000 hertz, right? And so that's what we're going to show you to do with these businesses. And you can really only do this when you have a really amazing product, which we're going to, you know, HighLevel is most certainly that, is we're going to show you how you can lead with this free trial model, just like Hormozi did to build a $100 million company. And you can educate the client and never have to sell them, literally never have to persuade them, lead with free trials, both with the software itself and the lead ads, and basically lead with this education and not have to do any persuasion, and lead with a free trial and never have to sell, and be able to use that to build just an incredibly successful company. So that's going to give you like a little bit of a preview to some of the stuff that we're going to be diving in over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's insane. Mike, appreciate you coming on today. And Mike's going to be here every week on these trainings too as well. So can we all just give a big thank you to Mike here? Because again, without Mike, this whole thing wouldn't have even been possible. And I am so excited for this. Again, it's why I've cleared my books of anything else I'm doing. No promotions of any products. There's no need to when there's something like this that you guys can be a part of and do it in the way that we're sharing it. So all the big thanks marks in the comments, that'd be great. What I'll do now, Mike, you can jump off whenever you want to, but I'll give you a call after I've what I want to do now is just run through some of the other bonuses, which bonuses for the bonus free trial anyway, but run through that real quick, make sure you guys have got the link, and then give you guys a bit of maybe just a little action plan of some things you can do over the next week until next week's training. But again, Mike, I appreciate you so much being here. I'll give you a call very, very shortly.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll probably hang out with you guys too. I'll jump off here on the screen, but yeah, really appreciate you. Cool. Thank you so much, Luke, and thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm really excited to be tuning in with you guys over the next month, and you know, basically sharing everything I know about, you know, how to use this software to really scale up a real actual business. And so, yeah, thank you again for having me. Thank you for everybody for hanging out with me for the last couple hours. And I definitely look forward to seeing everybody over the next month. So thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. All right, guys, what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to, so I'm on my MacBook here because I've fully messed up my iMac's screen over here, but I want to share this stuff with you on my actual iMac. Give me a second. Just got to plug these other headphones. I had to run earlier to try to find all these corded headphones. You might ask, why do I use corded headphones? And it's because I lose my AirPods too much, and and there's been too many times where the Bluetooth has dropped out. It only drops out on webinars. So let me just switch this over. Give me 1 second. Okay, you should hear me now. I'll make myself the presenter. Hold on. There we go. All right, cool. I'm gonna, I guess I'll leave that webcam on there for a second, even though you just get a side view, just because I'm looking at a different screen. And I'll pull up the questions as well on this one too. Yvette says, I love corded headphones. So do I. I don't know. Just feels more secure in the ear. I don't know. So a few other things, and again, this won't take long. I just want to just let you know some of the extras I'm going to be giving you guys. And the way I'll probably do this is I've seen everyone that's already jumped in for the free trial. So I'll probably just send these courses out to you there, or I'll create a nice little landing page for you afterwards, like straight after this, and I'll send it out to everyone. So these are three of the universities. The bottom three here is the first one's a SaaSpreneur Domination, and you can see it goes through everything inside of HighLevel. So the HighLevel teams provided these. These are normally paid, essentially university courses, and they go through everything step by step for you to go through every little feature and function and thing you can do. Again, like Mike and I said though, we want you to be a part of our live trainings, and I'm going to create our own individual little course inside of here too, where we'll take you through essentially just all the steps that you need that are going to relate to what we're teaching over the next 30 days and the things you don't have to worry about just yet. But we wanted to give you the ability to get as much information on everything so you don't get stuck. You can see this is quite a in-depth I guess course here, and again it's on how to really just get how to get everything set up and start to sell and close clients with your license keys that you're generating. But again, we're going to be doing it in a way that we feel is more suitable to where you guys, where the majority of people are at, and just first time coming into HighLevel. You then also got your fast track HighLevel domination course. So this is just going through some ways to get set up pretty quickly in here as well. It goes into things like prospecting. There's a video I still have to add into here later today that I'll get from Mike, but how to use the different tools and how to find different clients inside of HighLevel, and choosing the identity of your agency and stuff like that. But then there's also the 5-day challenge course and resources here. So this is something that I'd say just go over the next, until next week's training, go through this. I'll send this out directly after this call to anyone that's jumped into that demo link, and anyone that's watching on the replay, I'll get it out to you guys when I send that replay out. But go through these, just watch them. They're really short. They're not long trainings, but it will get you, and you can do it in this method too. Do day 1 today or tomorrow. Do day 2 tomorrow, the next day, and then do it all until, let me just edit this name, day 3, and just really play around and going through these lessons and just implementing what they teach. It'll help you really understand the interface of HighLevel, get things flowing in your head. Like any software, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. The really cool thing though is you'll get an email and probably even a text message from one of the HighLevel teams reaching out to see if they can help get you set up. Take advantage of it. Why not? You know, over the next week, we just want you to start playing with the software, playing around with the different areas, implementing this fast track course. I think what I don't want is you guys to go in and just to try to work it all out yourself, because there's a couple of things, like I said earlier, you have to set things up once, but it can be a little bit niggly in just a couple of little areas. It's just like pointing a domain name to HighLevel if you've got a website, or just little simple things that, well, they're simple once you've done it once, and you only really need to do it once here. But I want to make sure you guys don't ever go, oh no, this is just frustrating, I don't want to do this, when it's everything in this is so simple, when I can teach you guys each little step. So go through it. The key thing though right now is to grab your link. I put it in the chat again. The link is gohighlevel.com/Luke M. And then we've got the bonus. I think there's only 10 spots left of the bonus of the giving you the upgraded advert suite, where you can find all ClickFunnels ads in any single niche that you can think of in any country in the world, and find the best performing ones that you can take straight into HighLevel. I've put it in the chat box one more time. I'll send it to everyone real quick here as well. And then what I'm also giving everyone for just being on this training as well, and grabbing the free trial and just being here. I appreciate you guys so much being here. Is that I'm going to give you guys my full local social academy course, and I'm building out the new sections to this, because this was about 2 years ago. I did the majority of this. Essentially, I had about 15 people pay $5,000 US each, come in, and I took them from every step of creating their own agency, from their brand name to designing logos, to designing websites, to creating products and creating offers and what like creating your agency site, building funnels as a service, 5-star reviews as a service, clients getting and whatnot. And the interesting thing is looking at this, building funnels as a service, I'd be teaching with something like ClickFunnels, and then 5-star reviews, that would be another service. And then prospecting clients, finding them, that's another service. And it's funny that now with HighLevel and your 30-day free trial, all of the things that like the principles of these tools, of these trainings will be the same in how to reach out or how to talk or how to write sales copy or and whatnot. But some of these will be completely obsolete. Like no need to use ClickFunnels anymore, and then have to pay for an autoresponder, and then have to pay for a Calendly type service, and then pay for a 5-star review type service, and going on and on and on and on. But it's yeah, it's you can do that all now in HighLevel. It's got Instagram domination, Facebook domination, chatbots for Facebook as a service. Another service which is also now included in HighLevel. It's really, really, really interesting. So I'm going to be adding to this the new some new videos, and I'll probably put the webinars from HighLevel into this section as well. You'll get that course for free. Again, that sells for $997. I think it's $697 that this one sells for. And those other 3 HighLevel courses that HighLevel allowed me to provide to you, they cost quite a bit each as well. But again, you get them all for free through going through my link. Again, my link's going to ensure you get that 30-day trial. You don't spend any money. We're giving you all of this. I'll even let you keep my like high ticket courses after the fact. You get that one. You get my creating sales videos on a shoestring budget. So using a smartphone. And even you can even use headphones like this to create really high quality sales videos if that's something you're into. Again, probably could be too much work for a lot of people, but some people might want to be creating sales video or sales videos, or you might want to know how I create my sales videos. So I'll take you through that there. Again, you'll get my Instagram Mega Growth Masterclass there as well. So they'll all be included. And again, I see there's 5 spots left for those fast action bonuses. So of the Advert Suite upgrade that I'll give you guys, which will let you see every single Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google ad that's ever been done. That goes, then you can select ClickFunnels pages and see ads and type in any keyword, any niche. So I want to see all ads that go to a Shopify store or a dog training e-com product or whatever it might be, or a local law firm or surgeon. You can do it all there in that extra bonus. So if you were going to grab it now, if you just got in right in, I'll put the link here again, and I'll send it to you there. And it's gonna be a lot of fun because it's something that I use HighLevel. Someone said, how long have you been using HighLevel for? Mark only told me about it the other week, and I was like, what? Like, how have I only just heard about this? And it's interesting. I've for those of you that were a part of Sean's, saw my emails from Sean's web product, the Yellow Brick Road. I created the affiliate page and the video and did all of that inside of HighLevel, and that worked really, really well. It was so simple. Normally, even with page builders, even if it was just a page building software, I've tried a bunch of them, and they're just so hard to work how to add in columns even sometimes, right? I need things to work fast. Once set up, I need to know exactly how to be able to go in, quickly get my work done, and have it just be done, automated, finished, and have the software do the work. And again, pick up the trial, go through these courses I'll send you later today, and again, be on our weekly webinars. If you've signed up to this one, you're already going to be signed up to the other ones, and you can see the different times they'll be on. I might try to do some at a flip time zone as well. All right, there's 3 spots left for the free trial. So the link is, if you can't see it, it's in the chat box on GoToWebinar, but it's otherwise www.gohighlevel.com/Luke. I'll even put it on the screen here for you. Let me just go. Dark. Oh wait, I'm on this screen over here. a second. Pull this up here. And if you have any more questions, let me know. Because again, the way we're going to be teaching you again around selling or giving free trials for the licenses, which will then just sell, because it'll just make so much sense, just like it does for everyone here today, and then anyone that's watching the replay too, I'm sure. You can still use this for every other method of marketing too. You can use this for e-com. It connects to payment gateways. It's all synced in the one thing. Anything you can imagine you want to do, you can do. Whether it's creating an actual full website with shop products and whatnot, or if it's that you're wanting to create just funnels, or whether it's just a landing page to an affiliate offer, or whether it's just an ad page. And again, all the templates, everything's there. It can pull sites, templates from other like ClickFunnels and other networks if you like the look of it, and you can work around with that. It's really, really cool. But again, the first step now is to jump, and I might even write these steps down, right? So 1, get your trial link ASAP. Again, if you're here right now, just do it. It just makes it easier, because I don't want this to be something that you miss out on or forget about, and I want you guys to be a part of this journey. So whenever you see this, just grab it. It's not going to cost you anything. And again, if you decide after 30 days and you've implemented the training, you decide it's not for you, then it's not going to cost you anything. It's fine. But on the flip side, I don't see how this won't benefit every single person here, because it just makes sense. These are the products that make businesses big money. These are all the foundational tools that help businesses dominate in the online space, and this is the way you can do it all in the one suite. It's one of those things, if you're not going to do this and you don't have these tools already set up, what is it that you're really going to be doing to outside of this to make a substantial amount, or even an online business in general? Because again, with the unlimited keys on this just alone, it's just an insane deal, and I don't want them to ever change it. I want to be sharing this to new people forever, because again, it's interesting. After every new product launch I do, I always say, let's go back to basics. Do you have the foundations of the house? Do you have this system set up? And most people don't. So then I know I can't get them to buy every tool out there, because it's just going to cost too much money for them, and then too many logins and passwords and Zapiers and integrations and all this stuff. So I say you need an autoresponder, a page builder, and a way to actually get traffic. So and they're the 3 basic things, but there's multiple ways to do all those things, to get traffic, or to manage clients through a pipeline, or to figure out what client wants what, and all of these different things that you can do inside of HighLevel on the simplest way of coming in, using the TikTok ads, the Facebook ads, to drive traffic to free trials of what we've just shared with you, and we give you the actual resources to send to your leads, and then you just make all of the money. You can sell the licenses for whatever you want, and you keep 100%. It's insane. So get your trial link ASAP. The link again is up at the top. Then go through the training I send out, and I'll say the 5-day fast start course, which again, I'll send out the link for that later. What I'll probably do with that is, because there's prices on them, I'll send out a coupon code that will bring it to 0. So I might even just do an example of what that I set them up earlier. But let's just say it's for the 5-day. What I'll even just do now, just for those that are live, I'll share how this works, and you can even grab this one right now. We're going to go coupons, not coupons. Let me just grab this here. I'm going to send you this link I'll put it in the chat box. This is for your 5-day fast start. And again, these are videos provided by HighLevel, and so just watch them. If anything's confusing, don't worry. Don't go ahead and try to go too far ahead when we've got an actual system that we're going to be sharing with you. But this is going to get you playing around with the tool, understanding what's what. and getting some of the basic things set up that you need to get set up once. So I've sent you that, and then the coupon code is Luke VIP. So the link to get to this page is, I put it in the chat box on the side. You come to a page like this, it'll say the price, $997. All you need to do here, don't fill anything out. You just need to go add coupon code Luke VIP, hit apply, and now you can get it for free, okay? So Luke VIP is the coupon code, get it for free. The link's in the chat box on the side here. I know people will say on the replay, where is it? It'll be below the video somewhere, but I'll give you guys access to this one right now. The other ones I'll send out on the actual replay page. There we go. I can see that I've this one. Here you go. VIP, and then 3. Then you will get a call or text or message, email from HighLevel. If you have the time, take advantage of it. They'll give you some basic getting started information. They'll even jump on a call with you. You'll get to know the team, and they're there to really just help you. They got one of the best support platforms teams I've seen. They know you guys are coming on joining from me. Well, HighLevel does, and they said they'll pass that on as well, because I said I want to make sure every one of my students gets looked after. They get stuck, that they have the ability to reach out. It's not going to be a thing where they're going to have to wait days for answers or anything like that. And then they've said no, that we want to help every single client. We want to get on calls. We want to make sure they get the right system set up. But again, I think the best way to do that is by watching these videos and then just being on our trainings each week. So we're going to work with you guys every single week, and we'll go from there. Yeah, Elliot, you sure can. I'll make sure you do that. Bird said just canceled Convertry. Awesome. Already money ahead. Love it. And you haven't even have to spend money to get money ahead. Danuta says starting as soon as I get up tomorrow. Awesome. Okay, there's 3. There's only 1, 2 spots of that fast action bonus here. You know what? I know they're going to go. I'll get pissed off in the replay. Over the next 24 hours, I'll say 48 hours max, I'll extend that again, just purely because I want everyone to be jumping in on this, to be able to really take advantage of an opportunity that you're not going to really see probably for another decade, or maybe even ever again. You understand the super app concept. You understand how this just makes so much sense, and to be able to try it and implement it and then make your own decision. It's not going to be me trying to sell anything, and I never like trying to hard sell anything. I like to share things with you that I see people get results with, and I see that works. And this is when this is a tool that combines all the biggest companies into one suite and have replicas that work together even better than how you'd have to set them up otherwise, or pay actual people that full-time job is to connect different CRMs and autoresponders and Zapiers and all of this stuff that you don't need to do. This system is the one to go for, and I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. I know Mike is as well. So I want you guys to get on that link on the screen there. If you have any more questions, let me know. Denise, I'll send everything out shortly after this. I'm just going to call Mark to see if he wants to do because what I want to do is potentially do another webinar. This same type exact training, obviously like not word for word, but on a flip time zone, because I know a lot of people couldn't be here live. So maybe in 12 hours from now or something, but we'll see. I'll see what Mark's availability is, but I want to. That's the goal. So so next week's training, just do those things on the screen there. And even if you're confused, don't worry. Next week we're going to make everything so clear, and we're going to tie it all together. We're going to get the ads connected to HighLevel. We're going to go into actual actionable steps. But today I was really making you understand why this is just so powerful, giving you the access to it, giving you the links, getting you guys excited, and hopefully getting you guys to commit just your time to learn what we're teaching, and then let the software do the rest. You'll probably, for a lot of you actually, I know you'll find that you're not going to ever be buying any other products again, because you'll create a business here that is just going to be pretty life-changing. And again, it just comes down to implementing the work and what we teach. So if there's any other questions, let me know. If anyone's just joined as well, let me know. And if not, I'll wrap this up shortly because I know it's been a big training session. Do every licenses you sell have unlimited license possibility? No, so you're not going to be like when you sell a license to someone else, like in terms of me, like, yeah, I can offer you, everyone that's come through me, I can ensure your account is going to have unlimited licenses on it. And then in the sense that you can then create unlimited licenses for any clients, but those clients aren't going to then be able to go out and create unlimited licenses, and nor would they really have a need to, because they're just trying to manage their own local business, right? But it puts you in a really, really power position, and you can sell it for whatever you want. But we're going to share it all with you. Yep, the replay I'll send out later today. Selling it to another person doesn't give them the right to resell. No, that's right. That's correct, Danny. When you sell the licenses, do your clients pay you or pay HighLevel? So no, they'll be paying you directly. So just what we're going to be sharing in the following webinars as well is how to do that, how to set that up really, really simply. Essentially exactly the same as what we've done here in the 30-day trial, where they're not going to get, no one's getting billed, but if they decide to continue, that they will get billed. And how you can set up essentially the exact same thing, except you say how much it is, and you're in control of where that money goes, if it's your bank account or Stripe or wherever you want it to go to. So Phil, I said make sure to use the coupon Luke VIP. Again, I'll see if I can pull that over here for anyone that missed it. Where did I put it? Let me just pull this one. I'll show you one more time here on the screen. So here, and this will be the same with the other courses too, just because I just don't want random people sending these links out, because again, so I've already done it now on this one. Let me grab another one of these links that I haven't done it on yet. Okay, here we go. Okay, here. So here, there's going to be, on any of the links I send you, it'll be a similar thing. You're going to click add coupon code Luke VIP, apply. And it should then take it down to 0, but maybe because I've already done it on this one too. Let me just refresh this and see what happens. I've already got that one. But that's essentially that page I was just on, just chuck in that coupon code where it says coupon. Maybe it's because I'm in my own user account for this. But and I'll see where that extra course is. That's let me just double check for you guys shortly. But again, just use the coupon code Luke VIP, and it should take it down to $0 for you. If you need to send me a message, you can shoot me a message at my email, luke@socialmediamansion, or just reply to any of the emails I've sent out about this webinar, and I'll get into checking it out. Matt, so you want to know if to get other agencies to get in. Well, look, let me speak with Mike. I'll see if that's something you actually want to do. I can see if that's something that can be offered as well. But ideally, in a flip sense, it'd be good to then get that agency to work with you directly, and then have all of those different niches and templates already set up, all those pipelines set up that we're already going to be giving you through my link, which you wouldn't get if you went through, like if you went through HighLevel normally, you'd have a 14-day trial, you wouldn't have any of the extra bonuses, you wouldn't have any of the templates, so many things that wouldn't be included there. It's still an insane offer, but it's a lot less there. Need to add email to Luke VIP. Okay, so maybe I needed to add in some other information there. Yeah, of course you will, Don. You will. You get everything. Everyone here gets everything, and I'm going to extend that for the next 48 hours max, so people on the replay can check it out. Again, I know this has already gone crazy, and I just hope HighLevel doesn't say, no, okay, that's too many. But I know they won't. They're actually really good people. But you think about it sometimes of like, oh, what's going on? Like, how do they like? Sometimes when you think, how can this business just be so strong in themselves and be happy to do this and be happy to give all of these features and build something so insane in the first place? You have to have a pretty big vision and a lot of patience and time to build something like this, because I've even just tried to build basic web builders before and stuff, and I've done it, but it was a nightmare. And then it's to think about doing that for 15 different tools and integrating them all, and then letting people just give licenses away on free trials, and then those people that pick up that free trial can then give licenses away, and the amount of people and support and all of that, this is only something you could do if you are a $500 million company. This is not something you're going to be seeing through JVZoo vendors most likely, and this isn't something that that's going to you'll probably see people just doing a straight up free trial in 30 days like this anywhere, because people want to make money on every webinar possible, and they can, and people, like Mike said, a lot of people are going to be branding this as their own brand, selling it as a monthly expense, but the cost, and maybe $500, $1,000 a month, which is still an insane savings of the $3.5 to $4 grand that these products would cost if you bought the other 15 tools. But other marketers are going to be doing that, and that's that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. They can do that, I guess. But for me, I wanted to just really give you guys the ability to have the biggest chances of success. And I know a lot of you guys have followed me for a long time. It's been a little while since I've done a new product release. There will be some of those coming up. And again, I want some of you guys to test my new softwares for free as well. But right now, this is the goal. This is all I'm focusing on for the next 30 days, is working with you on this, implementing it, and getting results. And again, the webinars every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. We might add some others on other days. Maybe if you guys feel like you need them next week, after next week's training, we might even do 2 a week. I just don't want to, it's always finding that fine line with everyone of what's too much, what's too little. But I might even do or even if you guys want, I could do the one training webinar and then a follow-up, and let's run through any problems anyone has, any questions, and try to solve them live on a call or something like that. But yeah, contact me via email if you need anything. And I might even make a little WhatsApp group or something if you guys are interested, where if you have any questions, and you guys can get to know each other too, because it's interesting. A lot of you, the majority of you, are very, very, like, just a really good group, right? One thing you'll find in the internet marketing space is a lot of people will get brand new lists, and you guys will probably find this as well. Like, you bought something from someone new, you then see them promote something or share something, and then because you bought that thing, you then say, okay, what's this? And then you have that excited trust, and then you'll buy it, but then they'll sell you 20 other things within the next month, and then you're like, nah, unsubscribe. And it's that ever repeating cycle of that, which is why I never really try to promote or even share anything unless I think it's massive value. It's interesting, even sending emails about this webinar where I'm just giving you all this stuff, people were unsubscribing, and you know, that's fine. I understand people, it can be frustrating getting emails in your inbox, but just know I'm doing it from a good place when I do it, and then you won't hear from me from a bit because I don't do it. But when I see things like this, I want you guys to really be a part of it, be a part of these live trainings because they are massive, massive value. And saying that, and saying that it's just going to be a really fun time. Someone said about an app. Do they have an app? Yeah, they've even built an app that clients can manage their everything on there as well. That you'll see it all once you're inside that demo, and you get access to everything inside the demo too. But again, follow the steps on the screen. Don't get too stressed if you get stuck at all. Also, another good tip is if you get stuck on anything, you can just YouTube, say something like connecting website to HighLevel if you're wanting to go ahead and try to get things done a bit more, or funnel builder on HighLevel. And there's so many people on YouTube now that have done insanely, like some are quicker, some are longer tutorial videos. But again, Mike and I are going to be really putting together a very, very clean system where you can watch what we do, implement it, watch the replays, and then have that system set up, completely done for you, just by following what we do. So yeah, so maybe for some of you, it might be better just waiting for our trainings and watching that. But again, you've got a lot of support here, just like Demetra says here. I suppose if we went and white labeled it fully with my own branding and whatnot, then we must provide our own support. Whereas if we market it as HighLevel, they provide the support, right? That's 100% correct. They'll provide the support, and it's just a lot easier in my opinion. And because you get all these extra templates for, say you choose a niche wanting to work for wanting to sign up doctor clinics, or wanting to sign up law firms or plastic surgeons, or whatever niche it might be. You can then, because through my link, you'll have all of these, they're called snapshots or templates of different pre-filled opt-in pages, funnels, like how a customer will come in and be connected to everything for that specific niche, which if you didn't grab it through my link, which is also 30 days free trial, then you'd have to build those out yourself. So the goal here is to just have everything done for you. You just need to reach out and to clients, which you can prospect inside of HighLevel. So I'll probably share that with you guys either next week, or I might even do a few little videos in the next few days. But in saying that, last time here, link in the chat box now. Send it all to you one more time, and I will get all those bonuses out to you later today as well, just for being on this. I don't even know if I should call them bonuses, because you're not buying anything. It's just a big value webinar. So I appreciate you all. What I'll probably even do is build the replay page inside of HighLevel, and I might even film how I do that and send that to you all as well. Would you guys like that if I built the webinar replay page inside of HighLevel and show you how quickly I can do that? And again, while I know that's just a page builder section of HighLevel, it might be nice to show some live examples of things that you'll actually be using, and then see, oh, that's really cool how that's done. But I appreciate you. Best Bird says best webinar I've ever attended. No problem, Demetrius. Appreciate you. Make sure you got that link there. All right, guys. Perfect. All right, I'll do that. Have a great day, and I will speak to you all next time. Next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Keep an eye out for my emails. Make sure to star them if you can do that for me. Also, any questions, just reply to any of my emails I send. I will do my best to get back to you. Not do my best, I will get back to you. If I don't reply within 24 hours, just follow up with me saying, hey, Luke, have you seen this? Because sometimes, depending on time zones and how many emails I get, it takes a while. And again, but for this, I want you guys to have direct contact with me for anything that you need. Normally with my software and whatnot, I have a support team, but this, I'm here for you guys. So keep an eye out for my emails. I really, really appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys next week on next week's training. All right, guys, see you soon. Bye.